University has won more Beanpots than any other team. Tonight, the Terriers try to hoist the trophy for the 32nd time. In their way, their longtime rivals, Boston College, the #1 team in the country. The Eagles have won 9 in a row, giving up only 9 goals over the course of that winning streak. It's the Battle of Comm Ave as the crosstown rivals meet for the 298th time, and we welcome you to the championship game of the Duncan Men's Beanpot. The Duncan Beanpot, Boston's best on ice. Hello and welcome, everyone. Tom Caron along with Billy Jaffe. Listen, if you went to Northeastern or Harvard, you didn't want this matchup, but just about everyone else did. At least the neutral parties did. These two rivals love to face one another. They've done it 298 times, including tonight, and this will be a good one. They combined for 15 goals in the semifinals last Monday. Boston College got 8 different goal scorers. Offensive depth has been a big story for them, but that depth took a hit late in that game. Oscar Jelvik, the Bruins draft pick, went down. He's not available tonight. Where do they go from here?
Well, what do you do when you're missing a guy out of your top 6 who plays a lot of minutes and plays with Andre Gasso and Ryan Leonard? You say, you know, we're going to put maybe one of the other top players in the entire NCAA up with those guys, and then Gabe Perreault would play with the youngsters like Michael Hagens, James Hagens now is up with Ryan Leonard and Andre Gasso. Check out the numbers for Gabe Perreault. He is top of the Hockey East in assists. He's an absolute wizard with the puck, and he played a ton already this year and last year with Ryan Leonard, who leads the NCAA in goals and shots per game. These two form such a dynamic duo out there, and Andre Gasso, who's really picked it up lately, big 6'4" centerman. He's going to be the man in the middle. They're going to form a huge line, literally and figuratively, for Boston College.
BC swept BU in late January. The second game, a 2-0 game. It was the college debut for Mikhail Yegorov. He was good in that one. He's been good since joining them mid-season.
It's been a great story so far. It could be epic if he can find a way to steal this one tonight for Boston University. This is a kid who is so confident in net. He's got a great attitude, but he understands everything he's going to get. He has to work to. Looking forward to watching the big kid who's got a .940 save percentage.
It's February, and in Boston, that means one thing: the Beanpot. John Dolan gets the party started.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your caps as we honor America and all who defend her with the singing of our national anthem. Presenting the colors is the Liberty Battalion of the Northeastern Army ROTC. And singing the Star-Spangled Banner tonight, Northeastern School of Law student Madison Ambrose.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner
Madison Ambrose getting us started. The crowd is here and ready to rock at the Garden tonight. Let's go down ice level. Check in before they drop the puck with George Malecki.
Hey, TC, it's loud down here, and the atmosphere is electric with both sides expected. But talking with the coaches before the game, it was all about what they need to do well. Jay Pandolfo of Boston University said it's all about managing the puck, which means managing the game. BC is great in transition, so they can't turn pucks over. As for Greg Brown of Boston College, he said it's all about moving their feet, not getting bogged down in the defensive zone, and breaking the puck out. Both teams want to get out and score, TC.
George, thanks very much. Third meeting of the year between these two teams. We said BC with the sweep earlier. The starting goalies presented by Duncan, the Duncan Beanpot. Boston's best on ice. Mikhail Yegorov joined the team out of Omaha in the USHL mid-season for the second semester. His first game was at Boston College.
Still got the mask from Omaha, the orange, a little clash with the red, but otherwise he's got new pads, locker, catcher, and leg pads.
One thing at a time. You get the equipment slowly over time. On the other side, he's been one of the best in the nation. Jacob Fowler, 6 shutouts, second most in the country, 5th best save percentage, 4th best goals against average. He's won 8 in a row, stopping 224 of 233 shots.
As composed a goalie as we've seen in the NCAA in a couple of years. This kid is a big-time presence in BC net.
Composure will be what we look for here at the start of this one, because a lot of adrenaline flowing whenever these two teams meet, and when it's for the Beanpot Championship, that gets ratcheted up even more. They haven't met in the final since 2016, and no one scored in regulation. BU losing that one to Boston College, 1-0 in overtime. Alex Tuck with the only goal of the game in the second OT. We're underway. Boston University in the road red, skating right to left with the puck early on. The first rush of the day, it's Hudson with the follow-up. Quinn Hudson is stopped by Fowler, and he gets the whistle.
Yeah, and a good opportunity, just to making sure that BU gets the puck in. You know, George talked about what BU wants to do. You know, get the puck up the ice quickly. They also, I'm talking to Jay Pandolfo this morning, they really want to keep pushing back that guy's defense. Boston College defense so good. Their depth so good, as we talked about in our open. Check out those numbers, 18 players with a point in the last couple of games. Pretty heady stuff. I mean, we saw that the other night from BC, I beg your pardon, in their game against UNH. You had guys like Gentry Schamberger scoring in the game. So you had fourth liners, third liners. They've been so good with their depth.
Cole Hudson throws it over to space, and in the gold jerseys, it is Boston College skating left to right, dumping it in here. Cole Hudson getting after it. 27 points. Third most of any defenseman in the country, most of any freshman defenseman in the country. McCarthy will gain the line and dump it in. First minute of play, no score yet, as Sasha Boumedian, the freshman out of Stockholm, Sweden, couldn't get it in deep. Now it's taken back the other way. Hagens with the shot, the save made, rebound loose on the near side. Back to the point. Eamon Powell whistles one wide. It comes back out to neutral ice, and it's Eamon Powell getting back after it. No one on this Boston College squad, as accomplished as it has been, has ever played in the Beanpot Championship game.
Which is something Greg Brown told me this morning. He said, I hadn't realized that.
The longest drought of any of these teams, 7 years without a Beanpot trophy for Boston College. Remember, this is a team that went to the national championship game a year ago. But that's stuff you talk about in April. In February, it's all about the Beanpot in Boston. Teddy Stiga for Boston College trying to swoop in on the left side. Getting all the way back there is Michael Hagens, the defenseman, the brother of James. In the offensive zone, LaChance fires into the crowd, doesn't get through. It comes around to Will Vogt. Vogt had the first goal of that weekend series against Boston University, a short-handed goal to get it started for Boston College. A 6-2 win at home, and a 2-0, at BU, and then a 2-0 win at home the next night. Bouncing around, Yegorov had to be ready for it. He made the save, but it's loose to his right. Now the whistle blows, and we catch our breath with 2:24 gone.
So both goaltenders early on here getting to touch the puck just a little bit, just enough. Yegorov there, standing tall. Seeing him pregame, he's tall. He's going to fill out too. He's listed at 6'5", 180 or so. He'll add a few pounds as he gets to indulge in the good food at Boston University. Because he came halfway through the year, unlike everybody else on the team, TC, he doesn't have a hockey player roommate. So he has a non-hockey player roommate, which I actually think probably helps him out, even get acclimated even more, perhaps. Gets to see more of the campus, do some more.
Student part of the student athlete.
And he is a good student. We talked about it last week, about some of the classes that he's taken. Kid is a smart kid.
There were
who's
classes you and I wouldn't have even gotten to that page of the syllabus.
No,
right? We'd been like, nope, I'm not taking that. Along the boards, it's taken. Puck comes loose over to the near side. Early going, Boston College and Boston University. They first met back in 1918. The curse of the Bambino hadn't even started yet when this rivalry began. BC, we told you, went to the national championship game last year, losing to Denver. Denver beat Boston University in the national semifinals. Both teams making it to the Frozen Four a year ago, and now BU with an opportunity. But the puck comes over to the wall, and BC will get control.
There's a good example of Cole Hudson having the ability, the freedom, and the creativity to get involved in the play. BU's got 3 guys for sure, Hudson being the lead dog, that will get totally involved in the offense. That is something that Boston College is going to have to be very aware of, especially off the rush.
Ryan Leonard fires it on net. Nobody does it better. He leads the country with 23 goals, 8 of them game-winning goals on the season. At neutral ice, it's dumped in, taken around there by Fortescue. Drew Fortescue can't get it out of the zone, fired right back in by Ryan Green. Green, the junior out of Paradise, Newfoundland. Boston University back in the defensive zone. Crowd coming to life here. Quinn Hudson tried to get it out. It was broken up. Comes through. Kind of an off-speed one coming in on Yegorov, but he was ready for it. Puck to the near side. Skated out by Boumedian. Boumedian over center. He'll come off at the end of a long shift, sending it in deep. Drew Fortescue gets it to the far side. Loose puck just inside the zone. Now carried out here by Hagens. Hagens heading wide to the left, weaves, backhander, slides through everyone. Kept alive on the right side. Hagens into the slot, loose puck there, trying to get it back to the stick, but it's poked away and cleared out to center ice. Approaching the 5-minute mark, time played here in the first period. I told you, 9-game winning streak for Boston College. They've outscored their opponents 38-9 in that stretch. Here's Hagens into the offensive zone, but offside as Teddy Stiga snuck up there a little too quickly. We talk about the tradition of this tournament. Again, it's the same 4 teams playing year after year after year, going all the way back to 1952. Well, these 2 teams have had a lot of success. 51 of the 71 Beanpot titles have been won by either BU or BC. You see the numbers in the Beanpot. They have faced one another 47 times. 22 of them have been for the championship. Boston University with a slight 12-10 edge in Beanpot championship meetings against BC. Up on the right side, puck dumped in as Capone was upended but was able to finish the job. Now it's loose and taken there in stride by Will Vogt. Vogt, spinorama to the doorstep, puck loose, and it comes over to the near corner. Back to the point, Gustafson, top scoring defenseman for the Eagles, gets it back. Gustafson looks, he waits now. Flips it wide to the left side. Around the back, Mike Posma there, back up top. Gustafson looking for room, fires it, kicked away by Yegorov. Posma gets to it quickly. To the left side, Hershuk sent it in, battle for it behind the net, comes up along the boards. The Eagles unable to keep it in. Good second effort by LaChance to clear it out, but it'll be icing. So a long shift here, and the BU Terriers going to have to stay on the ice.
Well, it starts with a good breakout by BC as the puck gets trimmed around and out into the offensive zone, and then they go to work, and eventually Gustafson ends up getting the puck up top. As we take a look at a little breakout, little chip pass into the neutral zone. Vogt with some good speed is going to wait, spin away, and then tries to get to the inside, just loses control. The puck can't make the connection with Posma, but then there was some good cycling, and Gustafson, as you said, the leading point getter from the back end for BC. BC has the puck. He's got a couple of points his last 2 games. He's been very confident, very good this second half of the season. Keep your eye on him. He's been a factor lately.
Off the draw, Leonard fires it on net. Yegorov with the save. Leonard gets it back, slides it in front, all alone. Gabe Perreault scores! Just like that, the Eagles take a 1-0 lead.
They got chemistry. Boy, do they've got chemistry. They hadn't been together for a little while as, again, Greg Brown and his staff made 2 really strong lines. But watch Gasso here. 2 red sweater Terriers look to him, and nobody then in the back door. You see LaChance, the captain, doesn't get Perreault. Everybody's looking at the puck. Weak side guys wide open, and it's Gabe Perreault. What a pass, a simple finish. The 11th goal of the season for Gabe Perreault. New York Rangers first-round draft pick from the 23 draft is usually the guy making those sublime passes, but this is the power of having guys like Leonard and Gasso out there. Everybody focuses on the puck. You got to avoid that temptation because BC is excellent in finding the weak side guy.
It might be better to give than receive, but he was happy to receive that pass and put the Eagles up 1-0. All goals presented by Subaru of New England. The Eagles with a 1-0 lead, looking for more. Yegorov going to get the whistle here, as the Terriers will take a deep breath. We'll take a timeout. Boston College on the board first, as they have a 1-0 lead here in the 72nd Duncan Beanpot Championship.
The Duncan Beanpots coverage on NESN is presented by Wasabi.
You just can't beat a post-game burger at McDonald's, right? And you can't beat the Angel Reese special. All right, let's break it down. It's a quarter pounder with my favorite barbecue sauce, American cheese, crispy bacon, pickles, and onions on a sesame seed bun. Get the Angel Reese special at McDonald's. What are you waiting for?
Touches of black. They say a lot without having to say much. They stand for elegance, refinement, and prestige. Even a little can go a long way. And though they're darker than the darkest night, they make you see everything in a new light. The Kia X-Line Nightfall Collection.
Kia, movement that inspires.
A new year and a new adventure with the perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. With pure power unleashed and future-forward technology.
Welcome back to the Bean Power. Boston College has a 1-0 advantage over BU. Now, both sides are very familiar with one another, as a bunch of these guys for both teams won gold at the World Juniors this past year. 3 from BU, 6 from BC. But talking about that flip from being a teammate to playing against one another, Ryan Leonard said it's all about being professional. You may be my friend when we're out there playing for USA, but on Monday night I play for BC and they are against me. Teddy Stiga said the same. He's known them for a long time, but when it comes to it, it's BC against everybody. TC?
Well, one of the members of that gold medal team, Gabe Perreault, has the goal. His 11th of the season has given the Eagles a 1-0 lead. That Team USA gold medal squad scored 37 goals in that tournament, Billy. All but one of them was either scored or assisted by either an Eagle or a Terrier. And another opportunity here. Stiga, who had the overtime goal in that game, gets it back. Second effort, 2 quality bids for Teddy Stiga. And BU holding on right now. Manetian from the point. It came through. Turned aside. Battle for it in the corner. Swooping in there is Dean Letourneau. Letourneau back to Manetian. Manetian to the left side. Fortescue had it broken up. Dug out there. Stiga has it. Rolls off his stick. Manetian there to back him up. Manetian into the corner. Hagen's up top. Quick pass through from Stiga, but it comes all the way back out as Fortescue couldn't get to it.
You're seeing Dean Letourneau getting some ice time with Stiga and Hagens. Berard opportunity as well to start with that line, but this is something because, again, no Oscar Jelvik. If you're just joining us, Greg Brown and his staff are looking for different guys to play with those other 2 players.
This Svoboda wheeling up the ice for the Terriers. Gets it back here in the high slot. Rolls off his stick and comes out to center ice. Gavin McCarthy is there.
You see a good example of Minetti and good stick right there in the D zone. That's something that this BC team maybe doesn't get enough credit for, is their defensive control of the defensive ice and the gaps with their stick work.
Tristan Amonte up on the right side, tried to center it. The Eagles quickly back out the other way. Shot on net there. Yegorov with the save. Rebound comes loose. An empty net, but rolls across in front. Now Gustafsson trying to take advantage. Yegorov thought he had a whistle. Didn't happen. Now Boston College looking to take advantage. Good forecheck here as Will Vogt battles on the right side. Finally taken out by Cole Hudson. Hudson going end to end. Taking it down behind the net. Waiting. Passing, and now it goes back out to center ice. BU will have to regroup. Boumediene, the long pass off the mark. No icing, so the Eagles will play. 1-0 Boston College leading. A year ago, Boston College set a school record with 34 wins in the season. Right now, riding a 9-game winning streak, they are 1 win ahead of that pace. Up on the right side. Shot comes in from Gasso. Chipped out to center ice. Shielded there by Ryan Leonard. Tried to send it in deep, but Boumediene read the play. He clears it out this time. It will be icing and come back in the BU end.
Let's go back to a couple of chances for BC. First one pretty much coming out of break right off the face-off. Letourneau gets it. He kind of gets pushed on the play, but there's Hagens with the good read. Here's that cycle, similar area where they cycled when they got the goal, and this time they try to go back door again to that right side, or where Stiga was this time. Tries to elevate it not once but twice. Second time goes wide, but that's been good for them. And then you see the other opportunity after the goaltender, Big Mike Yegorov, thinks he's got it covered, but instead the puck comes to Brady Berard, who just can't turn the wrist enough to get it in or bank it in off the pad.
Boston University had a 3-on-2 developing, and it was well played by Eamon Powell. Powell got a stick to break it up, and now Leonard into the offensive zone. Ryan Leonard pulls back, drags, takes the shot. And Yegorov isn't going to move till he hears that whistle.
Yeah, a good option for Ryan Leonard, again, who leads the nation. Over 5.1 shots per game. He just, look, his shot is one of his best assets. I think his best asset is his compete level. This kid is off the charts, and he's tenacious. But here, he recognized that the puck was near the end of his stick. He wanted to just get it on net and forces the youngster, challenge the very young freshman to get an opportunity to touch the puck again.
Page behind the net, plays it along to Brendan Engum. Engum up ahead. Bednarik sends it wide. LaChance gets after it from BU. Throws it out in front. Back to the point. Quick shot there from Engum, and he gets it back. Engum far side on net into a crowd. Fowler gets the whistle now just beyond the midway point of this first period of play. He's getting a little physical after the whistle. It's a 1-0 lead for Boston College here as BC and BU meet for the Beanpot title.
We never can expect what's going to happen on this half.
Yo, Stewie, winner takes the bag. You know that meal is already mine.
Golly. I'm right here with you. I see y'all. Made mine a double QPC for the double queen.
Get the injury special at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
You know what's smart? Treating yourself without cheating your goals. Indulge responsibly with Factor. All of the flavor, none of the guilt. Ready in 2 minutes. Eat smart with Factor.
A new year and a new adventure with the perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. With pure power unleashed and future-forward technology. Because every mile matters. And every path leads to new possibilities.
Current qualified lessees can get this 2025 Trax for around $279 a month. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Jay Pandolfo's squad is down 1-0 to Boston College. Had a chance to catch up with Jay this morning. We were talking about that dreaded kind of in-between game, that we call it a trap game, so to speak, in between if you make it to the final, the first Beanpot and the second one. And they played Merrimack the other night. They lost in overtime. And he was very honest in his post-game comments with the media. He was very disappointed in the effort. too many guys that just weren't involved. They didn't even break a sweat, he said, a couple of guys. It wasn't really the goalie. The goalie was outstanding, in fact, or the defenseman. It was in particular his forwards, TC, that he was upset with. And they need to be guys that showed they want to play more, that they want to bring it more. And, you know, from a guy who's very composed and everything, I thought those were very strong words in a post-game presser, but he did not like what he saw in that game, hoping that they flushed it out after they had a practice yesterday and they get ready for this one.
Scott LaChance battling for the draw down there. You talk about compete level, a guy who understands what this means to this school. Scott LaChance, born and raised. His father, Scott, of course, longtime NHL star, but first played for Boston University to Beanpot. And of course, his grandfather, the legendary coach Jack Parker. And that's LaChance with the block. Tries to send off Bednarik, but a good effort to get back, and Teddy Stiga was able to impede his progress just enough. Back and forth we go here, blue line to blue line. Stiga again had the overtime goal in the gold medal game for Team USA. His first shot on net of the tournament was the overtime goal that won the gold.
You'll take that shooting percentage.
That's right. They don't ask how many. They ask when, or something like that. Puck along to the near side, and comes Schamberger.
I like when you make up things on the fly.
Just, it's a new saying. Kids are all going to be saying it tomorrow. You watch. It's going to go viral one way or the other. What do you say? Oh, nice little pass out to the corner, but unable to get all the way through was Berard. BC keeping it in now. Back to Powell. Powell, it comes trickling towards Yegorov. Had to make the save, and then the rebound, and he covers it up.
I like this play up top, the composure of Fortescue and Powell. You know, you get a grad player and a sophomore, Powell being the grad, and their composure is excellent. You know, they bring out the red-clad BU Terriers at least enough to give them some more room to create something. Joyce gets himself to the front of the net, so does Berard. Boy, we've kind of seen some lines in the blender already from Boston College as they mix it up, but they're feeling it, right? Greg Brown and his staff are just trying some different things, and you got to like what they're doing so far as they've outshot BU at this point 10-2.
5 of those shots coming from the top line, so you've got that top line leading the way, right? The sort of battleship leading the flotilla, if you will. And you're moving the other lines around behind it, but that top line has certainly been getting it done so far. Hughes for BU into the offensive zone. His bid goes off a skate, comes back to the blue line. Now on a second effort, it's brought back out. Hughes was there. And Yzerman is able to send it in. Cole Yzerman, top scoring freshman on the squad, one of the top freshmen in the country. Taken right at the blue line and then sent in deep by Mike Posma, the senior out of Pomona, New York in Omaha. Hughes for BU over center, in stride, tried to play it along the right side. It was intercepted and now carried out. Leonard heading up, he cuts back, high slot, it goes wide.
2 really good plays right around the defensive blue line for BC. The last 2 times BU tries to get up the ice. They're closing ice, they're taking ice, closing gaps. It's been really impressive.
Quick passing here, and Leonard comes away with it. In front, save made. Yegorov, his best of the night so far. Gasso keeps it alive on the right. Leonard zips it over left side. Save made. Yegorov turning it away. It was Manetian who took the shot, and Manetian who keeps it in on the left side. Cole Hudson there. Swings around behind the net. Gets it to the blue line, but not beyond. Nifty little backhand pass. Shot is stopped by Yegorov, and this top line is crashing in waves.
Yeah, and BU's got to find a solution to stop them, but they're playing above the puck as Gasso, who's a big man himself, but a little bit shorter than LaChance, get into it. Take a look at the last chance. Hudson's going to feel pressure, and he's got to move it. Problem is, he doesn't move it quick enough. Good stick. Sealing the wall there by Leonard, gets to it, and then the quick pass shot from Gasso. Yegorov holds on to it. But the way that the threesome is moving both with and without the puck, and they're working very hard to get it back. BU, they've got to be, I think they've got to be a little more demonstrative with it. Move it a little bit quicker. Don't try and make a fancy play. Get it out of their own zone. Those guys in the offensive zone have been deadly as you bring up all the shots that they've had already. We're not even 13 minutes or just 13 minutes into the first.
Higgins gets it started. James Higgins stays up top here. Plays it over to the left side. Shot never made it through. Higgins on the follow. Gets it through to the near side. Powell skates away from pressure. Drifts to the left. Shoots. It's blocked out in front. Higgins keeps it alive. Taken in open ice by Amonte. He tried to flip it out, but it's knocked down, and alone in front is Letourneau, and his shot is turned away. Looking for his first career goal. This one's broken up. And Rokanakis tried to head in. Now it'll be Stiga knocked down. BC fans wanted the call, didn't get it. Eagles instead have the puck in the offensive zone. Rokanakis plays it up ahead.
Sorry, TC. They've got to start moving the puck quicker out of their zone.
Here's Green. Shot on net. Fowler the save. Quinn Hudson creating space, playing it down to his right in front, and it slid in behind Harvey. Shot now from the left side. Page getting it on net. Fowler making the save, and BU finally getting back into the other zone. It was all in the BU end with the Boston College Eagles looking for another, holding on to a 1-0 lead.
Hey, listen, we need to play with it.
At Planet Fitness, no two members are alike, but they all have one thing in common. They're all strong. That's right. We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
One more, everybody.
One more? I got 5 more.
We're floating in space now, 1 million miles away, on top of the world now.
You just can't beat a post-game burger at McDonald's, right? And you can't beat the Angel Reese special. All right, let's break it down. It's a quarter pounder with my favorite barbecue sauce, American cheese, crispy bacon, pickles, and onions on a sesame seed bun. Get the Angel Reese special at McDonald's. What are you waiting for?
The best of college basketball every Saturday on ESPN.
Women's college hoops all season long on the networks of ESPN.
Boston's best on ice brought to you by Duncan. Jacob Fowler, 6 shutouts on the season, the second most in all of college hockey. His .936 save percentage leads Hockey East, and his 32 wins a year ago was an NCAA freshman record.
Well, this guy, when you watch him in net, and I'll obviously defer to Razor for, technically what he does, but it looks so incredibly composed. I said last week he doesn't seem to get rattled. There was the game against Connecticut, UConn earlier this year, where he got involved with a little dust up with players and he got himself ejected from the game. But otherwise, this kid is just one of those type of players that, as a forward, as a skater, I should say, you get so much confidence from. You have no worry, you have no question mark if your goalie's going to be there or not. He has been such a rock for this team last year and this season.
Ryan Green turns and fires that. It's deflected up into his glove. So after not seeing a lot of action now, he's had to make a couple of saves. BC out shooting BU 16-5. You mentioned Andrew Raycroft. We'll hear from him in just a couple of moments.
And Brian Boyle. Great to have the big man here again. Adam Pellerin will be with those guys. Hope he can keep them in control. As you take a look at Fowler, just focused on the puck the entire way.
Right wing circle draw in the offensive zone for Boston University. Boston College able to flip it out to center ice. Cole Hudson knocks it down there.
Here's another example.
McCarthy had trouble with it, yeah.
You got to move the puck quicker if you're BU.
They get it ahead to Harvey. Now Harvey gains the line, but he's going alone. It's knocked away from him. Back the other way come the Eagles. Sondriel sends it in along the right side, tries to get after it himself. McCarthy has it for the Terriers. Harvey tried a little touch pass to Ryan Green, but it was off the mark, and the Eagles passing quickly into the offensive zone. Manedian fires it wide to the left side.
Great example of puck recovery just inside the defensive blue line, transition back up the ice from Boston College and a near miss. They are so good right now, closing plays right at their own blue line.
Leonard gains the line, loses the puck, and Yzerman Plays it over to the far side. Perreault is there. Perreault lost an edge as he went after it. Dangerous moment for BU, but now they skate it out. Yzerman into the zone. Hughes there with them, but it's brought back out the other way. Here's Perreault to the doorstep. Good effort there by Boumediene to poke the puck off his stick from behind. Boumediene tried to take off here. Things scrambly a little bit into the offensive zone. Now Kaplan with a shot on net, and Fowler makes the save.
A really good shot. An excellent shot from Kaplan. Had a couple of goals, 2 goals last week against Harvard. There's only points for the big right shot guy in the last 6 games. But he brings it in, and he gets a good pump towards the net as he loads up, uses the D as I think he tries to just kind of use him a little bit of a screen. And he puts the shot on net, but that was a good opportunity for BU.
You mentioned the 2 goals last Monday. That was in his 100th career game. The junior out of Bridgewater, New Jersey, in the U.S. National Team Development Program. Capone off the draw, fires it. And we'll get the whistle here with 4:17 remaining in the first period. Boston College out shooting Boston University 16-6. Same 4 schools have been playing for the same trophy since 1952. Boston University with 31 Beanpots, more than anyone else. Boston College with 20, the second, but they, as we said, have gone the longest without hoisting it. Capone going in, hoping for a little help from Bednarik. LaChance, good effort, gets back after the puck. Tried to play it in off the glass, but it comes out of play with 3:51 to go.
So again, as I mentioned earlier, expected to see Brady Berard as the left winger along with Higgins and Stiga. Instead, we've seen mostly the big man who wears number 20 in gold, Dean Letourneau. He's gone from middle of the Fort line center to the right side. And he's playing well. He's got fresh legs. He's looked like it last week. He had one of his best, maybe if not his best game of the year last week of the year against Harvard. He was really moving well. The fans were serenading him because it's the Dean Pot, as icing is called, against BU. They've renamed it the Dean Pot.
The Dean Pot, season high 5 shots on net.
Yeah,
for Letourneau in that game, the first round pick of the Bruins.
It's got to make him, and it's got to make, I imagine, both Bruins management and Bruins fans feel good, as he hasn't produced an awful lot of points, just 2 assists on the season. But here's a kid that went right from Canada prep school, Canadian prep school in Ontario, to going to Division I. Was supposed to go to the USHL, but they elected not to once Will Smith left and went to the pros.
Puck comes up and into the seats with 3:34 time remaining here in the first. Talk about the youth on the ice of these 2 teams, 2 of the youngest teams in the nation for the last couple of years.
Some of the youngest teams that we have, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. In fact, Boumediene for Boston University is the youngest player in the country, just turned 18. In an age where so many hockey players spend 2-3 years of junior before beginning their college careers. And as you said, in the case of Letourneau, he jumped from the intended junior season right to Division I college hockey, playing against much older players. Just over 3 minutes remaining here in the first period.
I think you will see an immensely different player next year out of Dean Letourneau. I do, for Boston College. I think he'll play a significantly different role for the Eagles.
Under 3 minutes to go in the first. 1-0 Boston College. Boston University has leveled out the playing field over the last 4 or 5 minutes of play. Prior to that, it was heavily tilted towards Yegorov. A penalty will be called here. A slashing call as Harvey had the stick chopped out of his hand. And that'll be the first power play of the game for either team as Mike Posma heads to the box.
One of the best power plays in the country, one of the top power plays, and BU gets to get on the ice to execute, see if they can tie this game up. Boy, would that be something nice as Svoboda gets some attention. The freshman, who I've been impressed with a couple of times I've watched him play, coming in. You see right there the slash out of the hands. It was an easy one, as Harvey made sure everybody saw, if they didn't. Keep an eye on.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, keep an eye on red sweater, number 44. The movement of Cole Hudson.
Quarterback's the whole thing, and it is, as you said, one of the best in the country. 5th in the nation at 27.5% success. Had 2 power play goals in the first game against Boston College, a 6-2 loss. Both goals came on the man advantage, but here a shorthanded opportunity as it was Berard whistling it wide. BC with 6 shorthanded goals on the season, looking for a 7th there.
BC is pressuring up ice regularly. I mean, here on the PK, you're seeing it, but they're doing it all game long. And again, BU has not adjusted their pace of executing plays, getting out of their own zone.
Capone brings it in, battles through, loose puck in the low slot. It's played away. Quinn Hudson tries to get there. His brother Cole has it at the point. Cole Hudson to Quinn. Quinn Hudson down low. Beanpot power play presented by BuyAToyota.com. Eagles able to clear it out length of the ice, and that'll allow those penalty kills to get off the ice. Off the boards all the way in on Fowler. And cleared out back the other way. End to end we go here with Teddy Stiga. Trying to play it back to the point. Kill a little time. It's taken right back by BC. They get it up ahead to Leonard. Leonard into the offensive zone. Looking for Stiga, but it's broken up by Tom Willander.
Last game the Boston College played against UNH, they had a beautiful shorthanded goals. Gustafson made a pass up to Perreault. They're very aggressive with their high guy. Let him go. He flies down the ice.
Willander sends it in hard. Hughes keeps it in, gets it back. Final minute of play. 1-0, but BU on the power play here. Harvey fires it through. Fowler with the save. Rebound to the boards. Harvey sent it towards the net. Calmly cleared away by Drew Fortescue. Final seconds winding down. A good kill for Boston College. Yzerman skates to center, sends it in now as BU will finish up a change with half a minute to go. Here in the first, the lone goal from Gabe Perreault, his 11th of the year. Leonard and Gasso assisting. Puck at neutral ice, taken by Gustafson, now Manetian. Up ahead, bouncing puck. LaChance in traffic, gets it in deep. Svoboda trying to give chase. Final seconds. Not winding down because we get a whistle to stop it.
High stick.
And a high stick is the reason why. Again, Adam Pellerin coming up with Andrew Raycroft. Brian Boyle between periods.
Boston College is going to like what they did in this first period. I like it an awful lot. I think they're going to love the way that they handled the neutral zone, really played well at the defensive blue line, and I think they're going to be thrilled with how hard their forwards, all of them, worked to get the puck. BU, meanwhile, is going to say we need to get a little bit quicker with our decisions. I think they're going to have to say, look, guys, we love being a possession team and making fancy plays. You might not be able to all game long against Boston College. You may have to change your mindset just a little bit. But it's just 1-0, right? Just 1-0. As BU for a while had 1 shot on goal. They finished with 9 in this period, so it's a 1-shot game.
Yeah, shots are 15-2 at one point. Yeah. That's the way that period was going. So I think BU, by and large, has to feel they weathered that storm. Now, can they change that mindset, as you said?
Like you said, it's not how many goals, it's when.
It's when.
You started a whole new thing,
I'm telling you, by the end of the night, it's going to catch on or not. Adam Pellerin will take it away when we come back. 1-0, Boston College leading with 1 period in the books.
Viva Tequila Seltzer. Derek.
Hey, Mom. I need to lay low for a couple days. There's too much heat on this car.
Too much heat?
I only paid for a Hyundai Tucson.
Ruth. Listen, Jenna, I need to lay low for a few days. Why?
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Get 2.99% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Tucson today.
President's Day isn't just a weekend event. You can save thousands all month long at Auto Fair. Get 0% financing up to 72 months. Or save up to $20,000 off MSRP. Or get a new lease starting under $200 a month. Plus, make no payments until spring. Go to autofair.com to shop over 2,600 vehicles. Then come in and save thousands during Auto Fair's President's Day sales event. Auto Fair makes it happen.
Am I the only one who doesn't get it?
Hey, get a grip. You got this.
Okay, so what? You have the answers?
Do you just want the answers? Or do you want to learn? Smart choice. Get a grip on college with Chegg.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000 plus out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
Hey, Grandma.
You just can't beat a post-game burger at McDonald's, right? And you can't beat the Angel Reese Special. All right, let's break it down. It's a quarter pounder with my favorite barbecue sauce, American cheese, crispy bacon, pickles, and onions on a sesame seed bun. Get the Angel Reese Special at McDonald's. What are you waiting for?
Touches of black. They say a lot without having to say much. They stand for elegance, refinement, and prestige.
Viva Tequila Seltzer. Adam Peller and Andrew Raycroft, Brian Boyle here with you. Boston College with a 1-0 lead over Boston University after one period of play here in the Beanpot Championship game. We saw BC generate a number of opportunities in that first period, that top line in particular, and it led to a goal by Gabe Perreault.
Well, and like the guys were talking about at the end of that first period, lucky for the Terriers to get out of that first period just down one, and it was a great play by the top line who came out on the ice after an icing. The Terriers weren't able to change, and you can see they're pretty stiff-legged off of this face-off, and the movement that we talked about in the opening from the Eagles. You got two guys on one. That's deadly.
Yeah, they're quick to pucks, but they have outs. They have options with any play they have, and if they don't, they re-rack it, throw it behind the net, because whoever's net front can go back and get it. It causes confusion. You're there long enough, especially after an icing, it's going to lead to mistakes from the opposition, and then their skill takes over.
Andre Gasso and Ryan Leonard with the assist. Leonard extending his point streak to 8 games, which brings us to our hot take. Presented by Wasabi Technologies, the official cloud storage partner of the Boston Bruins. BC killing a lot of BU plays at their own blue line, and their transition game was working.
Well, again, we talked about it in the pregame that they play in fives. Their team speed is what has separated them. They're collectively always together. You see BU try to penetrate with 2 guys, but they have to go 3 and 4 guys into the Eagles at the blue lines, and it's shortening the ice for BC. Their transition's easier because they don't have to go behind their net. The D don't have to turn their backs to anything. That's what they've been able to do so well so far.
And a 2-on-2 or a 2-on-3 is deadly. They're so dangerous. Right. They can create from almost anything on any of these chances. So the D closes out a play, and it's right up the ice, and this turns into something every single time they can connect, and it just makes it put so much pressure on the Terriers. The Terriers were able to weather it, and get through the first 15 minutes, but they really have to clean up those lines in the second period.
Boston College, the number 2 defensive team in the country going into tonight. BU getting a little pep talk pregame for some former Terrier stars. There's Lane Hudson and Macklin Celebrini reading the starting lineups for the Terriers, who find themselves down 1-0 after 1 period of play. Coming up, George Bolechi catches up with BC's goal scorer tonight, Gabe Perreault.
This intermission report is...
At Planet Fitness, no two members are alike, but they all have one thing in common. They're all strong. That's right. We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
One more, everybody.
One more? I got 5 more.
As your host, I have some rules. 2 flush maximum per bathroom visit. No games, no fun. There's a great barbecue outside, but don't touch that.
Meanwhile, at a Vrbo, when other vacation rentals make you share your turf with a host, try one that's all yours.
You just can't beat a post-game burger at McDonald's, right? And you can't beat the Angel Reese Special. All right, let's break it down. It's a quarter pounder with my favorite barbecue sauce, American cheese, crispy bacon, pickles, and onions on a sesame seed bun. Get the Angel Reese Special at McDonald's. What are you waiting for?
Touches of black. They say a lot without having to say much. They stand for elegance, refinement, and prestige. Even a little can go a long way. And though they're darker than the darkest night, they make you see everything in a new light. The Kia X-Line Nightfall Collection.
Kia, movement that inspires.
President's Day isn't just a weekend event. You can save thousands all month long at Auto Fair. Get 0% financing up to 72 months. Or save up to $20,000 off MSRP. Or get a new lease starting under $200 a month. Plus, make no payments until spring. Go to autofair.com to shop over 2,600 vehicles. Then come in and save thousands during Auto Fair's President's Day sales event.
A new year and a new adventure with the perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. With pure power unleashed and future-forward technology. Because every mile matters. And every path leads to new possibilities.
Current Chevy owners can get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Chevrolet, together let's drive.
I'm thinking of buying a house.
A house? By yourself?
Are you sure? I don't know anyone that owns a house.
Yeah, girl. I mean, it's a big commitment.
Hey, if you can make it work. I got this.
You got this. I see this for you. Trendsetter.
Lease for just $319 per month.
Feel the freedom when you're driving in a Subaru. Come on!
The Beanpot Tournament is really a display of Boston's college teams at their best.
Who are you rooting for?
BU! Let's go, Eagles!
Go Crimson! How'd you guys get your tickets for the Beanpot Final?
Duncan!
Thanks to Dunkin' Donuts.
Hello, little nifty move, and he scores! UC and BU are going to play the 72nd Beanpot Battle of Con-Ave will be played here at TD Garden.
Advantage BC after 1 period of play here at TD Garden. Gabe Perreault giving the Eagles a 1-0 lead, and George Bolechi caught up with them at the break.
Gabe, your goal got scoring started in this one. What went right to lead to that opportunity and for the finish?
Yeah, I think we were on their D a lot early on, which generated a lot of chances, and then Lionel made a hell of a play, so that's a pretty easy one.
You guys have the advantage in shots on goal, but where will the focus be the next 40 minutes to hold on to this lead?
Yeah, I think keep getting on their D, keep making them work. Those guys are playing a lot, so if we keep making them work, it's going to be make it easier for us in the end.
Gabe, thank you. Best of luck rest of the way.
Yeah, thank you.
On Wednesday, the Boston Fleet play the New York Sirens at 7 on NESN and streaming on NESN 360. PWHL coverage on NESN is presented by Bauer Hockey, proudly supporting greatness in women's hockey. Boston College with a 1-0 lead after one period of play over Boston University. Here, the 72nd Duncan Beanpot Championship game. After the break, it's TC and Billy Jaffe with a second period call.
The Duncan Beanpot on NESN is presented by NB Fitness Club, Boston Landing's hub for community, strength, and results.
First step in every case is listening.
At Planet Fitness, no two members are alike, but they all have one thing in common. They're all strong.
That's right.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
One more, everybody.
One more? I got 5 more.
You just can't beat a post-game burger at McDonald's, right? And you can't beat the Angel Reese Special. All right, let's break it down. It's a quarter pounder with my favorite barbecue sauce, American cheese, crispy bacon, pickles, and onions on a sesame seed bun. Get the Angel Reese Special at McDonald's. What are you waiting for?
Touches of black. They say a lot without having to say much. They stand for elegance, refinement, and prestige. Even a little can go a long way. And though they're darker than the darkest night, they make you see everything in a new light. The Kia X-Line Nightfall Collection.
Kia, movement that inspires.
President's Day isn't just a weekend event. You can save thousands all month long at Auto Fair. Get 0% financing up to 72 months. Or save up to $20,000 off MSRP. Or get a new lease starting under $200 a month. Plus, make no payments until spring. Go to autofair.com to shop over 2,600 vehicles. Then come in and save thousands during Auto Fair's President's Day sales event.
You can't be demanding. You can't be relentless. You can't put yourself first. So, put yourself first. You can't dominate. So dominate. You can't fill a stadium. So fill that stadium. You can't take credit. You can't speak up. You can't be ambitious. You can't have any fun. You can't be proud. You can't keep score. You can't stand out. Whatever you do, you can't win. So win.
A new year and a new adventure with the perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. With pure power unleashed and future-forward technology. Because every mile matters. And every path leads to new possibilities.
Current qualified lessees can get this 2025 Trax for around $279 a month. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
What if there was no galaxy far, far away, and every second didn't count, and she never did let it go, and no one ever did get murdered in this building? Then that would really suck, wouldn't it? But hey, there is a galaxy far, far away, and every second does count, and she did let it go. And best of all, a whole bunch of people did get murdered in this building.
You gotta be freaking kidding me.
And aren't we lucky for that?
72nd Men's Beanpot Championship is brought to you by Duncan. The Duncan Beanpot, Boston's best on ice. By Boston Landing. Work, play, dine, shop, explore. Landing here is just the beginning. By Sweeney Merrigan Injury Law. Seriously injured? You don't need a miracle. You just need a Merrigan. By Mass State Lottery. Celebrate the night with Keno from the Mass State Lottery. And by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the official hard seltzer of the Duncan Beanpot coverage on NESN. All right, we are ready for the second period. Boston University trailing Boston College 1-0. BC pressuring Boston University throughout that first period.
And Gabe Perreault talked about it with George, and they were all over him, in particular defensemen. Defensemen felt like they had a little more time, and no way. And we'll show you some examples of it. Hunting pucks right there. There's Teddy Stiga early on in the game, and then sealing walls, guys above the puck regularly. Right there, Hagens is going to be up top there. Stiga again. Look at the layered approach and the opportunity from Letourneau just off the right pad of Yegorov. And then here again, this is the D zone, but this is how much they were able to get pucks. This was actually a great play from start to almost finish, is the way that they transitioned the puck after stealing it. But I thought it was all about really the determination and the work ethic, especially of the Boston College forwards. I thought that they were major story of that period, outworking, out-hustling, out-muscling BU in their D zone.
You talked about changing the mindset. They kind of survived that first period, seemed to be turning it back up towards the end of the period. Can they use that to build momentum going into the second?
Sure, absolutely. And, you know, this is where you say, hey, listen, there's ebbs and flows in every game, and that was their good period. We had an okay one. We survived it. Now let's reset, come out for a strong second if you're BU.
Flip sides, and it's Boston University and the Road Reds skating left to right. Boston College, the gold jerseys, the home team skating right to left. And Ryan Green in the offensive zone right away finds McCarthy on the right side. Shot on net, Fowler save. Rebound in the corner as they battle here. Quinn Hudson couldn't handle that as it came along the wall. Good hustle by Harvey, who gets to it. The Eagles now take it back. Boston College, #1 team in the nation by poll, by pairwise ranking, however you want to measure it. They've been the best team in the country and playing their best of late. McCarthy into the offensive zone from Boston University. It's off the nub of Fowler's stick. Would have been well wide. Here's Perreault back up the middle. Gabe Perreault looking for his second. Puck knocked off his stick.
Do we have a penalty shot?
Being called. We'll see
have
if
one?
it's a penalty shot.
No, we don't. Was not deemed to be, I think, clear and free of the defender. Perreault right up middle of the ice again. He had a breakaway shorthanded goal in the last game.
Boston University penalty number 44, 2 minutes for holding.
Hudson's going to come back. Boy, oh boy. I could have seen that been called a penalty shot.
I'm surprised it's not, honestly. He clearly is
He was in front of him or behind him.
First power play of the game for Boston College. Boston University, one of the things they've been battling much of this year is discipline. Early on, they were the most penalized team in the country. They have gotten much better at that of late, and their penalty kill has been much better as well.
More aggressive.
Much more aggressive.
We talked about that last week. In particular, their reads have been quicker. They've been more emphatic. More, not waiting for the 50-50, getting it out. Making sure that they are on top of the opponent much quicker.
That said, you got a lot of firepower on that Boston College side. They were 1 for 4 against Boston University in that second game. That power play goal, you remember, was 24 seconds into the game, right? That second game began with a penalty to Yegorov because he went out on the ice too soon. And that was the scoring until the final minute when they added an empty net. He stopped at 23 shots in between. Will Vogt got it behind the net for Posma. On the far side now, James Hagen spins away. They get it through to Manetian on the left side. It's wide. 40 seconds gone on the power play. Battle for the puck on the wall here, and it comes back to Manetian. Working it through on the left. Vogt trying to get through. Will Vogt out of Arlington, Mass. The U.S. National Development Team, but it's Brandon Svoboda, freshman out of Pittsburgh. Clears it length of the ice. Svoboda had a goal in that gold medal game with 2:22 left in the second period, tying the game. His teammate at the time, Stiga, ending it in overtime, and now he battles Stiga for the Beanpot Championship. That is Stiga just keeping it in and getting it back. Quick pass through to Leonard. Leonard fires it on net. Save. Fowler. Rebound to Leonard. All the way along the end board. Stiga gets it out to Perreault. Perreault. Powell now on the left side. Eamon Powell working it around on the right. Perreault's shot is redirected wide and then cleared length of the ice. Good hard clear there by Gavin McCarthy.
A lot of confidence from this top unit, who didn't start the power play because they were on the ice when the penalty was called. But man, were they, Hagens in particular, handling the puck in a dangerous area. But again, very confident.
5 seconds remaining on the power play as Perot brings it down. Back to even strength now as Powell fires it on net. Yegorov gets the save. For all that, just one shot on net, but it was a good-looking power play.
Yeah, with Gasol in front of the net there, he's trying to create a screen for the Powell shot. Here comes Higgins. He blows a tire, but then they bring the puck back to the point. Leonard is there. Stiga brings it up. Powell gets it. Another dangerous pass, but they make it work. There might be a little heart palpitation from some of the Boston College coaches in case there's a turnover in that area. But again, these kids have got a ton of confidence, and they are not afraid. And neither is BU, mind you, with high offensive zone movement.
So off the draw now, save made by Yegorov, and back the other way comes Quinn Hudson, poked off his stick and sent back in by BC. Hershuk was the defenseman who started that. Now BC with the puck in the offensive zone. Working it through, trying to find Brady Berard. Berard, 2 seasons with Providence College before entering the portal, joining BC. Quinn Hudson on net from center ice with 3.5 minutes gone here in the second period.
A smart play by him. I know they don't get a shot per se, but at least they get into the ozone. They don't have it stripped like his brother had on the previous attempt up the ice.
Here's Gavin McCarthy. He heads to the middle as the shot comes through. Cole Hudson keeps it alive on the right. LaChance behind the net now. Banks it back for McCarthy. Cole Hudson wants it. The one-timer never got through. Behind the net, LaChance, second effort, tries to stuff it home. Rebound, sits for a minute. The shot from Bednarik, and Fowler gets a look at it and makes the save.
Well, a power move from one of the most powerful guys on the ice in LaChance sets this up. 3 good opportunities for the Terriers off of this. Again, you finally get the puck in deep. Good body positioning on Letourneau by LaChance, and he tries to get it in front. Can't corral it enough. There you go with a good look from Capone, and then Bednarik, and everybody's kind of finding ice right there for BU. The Terriers with a very good, what you would call workman-like shift. This is the type of shift they need a couple more of it. The problem is I don't know if their top 2 lines think that way, or maybe physically are capable of it. But that line right there put on a real good exhibition of what you need to do.
Jack Hughes now had 2 assists Monday in the 7-1 win against Harvard. He will step in to take the face off here as we wait for it. Going up against Mike Posma. Posma with a goal and assist last couple of games. Hughes off the draw, gets it on net, and Fowler holds on.
Good recognition. Boy, Hughes was very good against Harvard. He realized, I thought his control of the puck and movement of it was excellent. Here he's going to win that face off. He's going to find the puck down at his feet. He's going to see his Posma. He's going against Posma. It's going to come back to him here, and it's down low inside his left skate. Just quick shot on net. Fowler again with the focus.
Hughes and Posma do it again. This time Posma gets it back to Manetian, and BC controls. Long pass ahead to center. And it's Letourneau. You could hear the crowd with the chants of Drew as he took the puck over center ice. Back the other way. Kaplan sliding it over to the right for Hughes. Hughes couldn't get the shot through. BC trying to skate it back out the other way. Posma back behind the net, trying to come away with it, but it is taken by Boumediene. Boumedien's father, Joseph, played 17 years of professional hockey, including time in the NHL. The assistant general manager of the Swedish national team. On the right, James Hagens into the offensive zone. His shot is turned aside by Yegorov. Berard tried to skate it up, knocked away from him. He gets it back and plays it in deep. A little over 5 minutes gone here in the second period. It's a 1-0 lead for Boston College. And it'll be an icing call against BU. They'll bring it all the way back up to the BU end. Viva Tequila Seltzer, the official hard seltzer of the Beanpot on NESN. Try new Limoncello Viva for a creamy citrus escape in every sip. Grab yours today at Cappy's. Good start to the second period. Much better second period start for Boston University so far.
Yeah, they're doing some little things that are necessary. I go back to the LaChance, Bednarik, and Capone line. I don't want to say they're grinders that they don't have skill. They do. LaChance has got some great skills. So does Capone, although he hasn't been scoring lately. No points in his last 8. But that's the kind of shift that you hope if they can do that a couple of times and get some offensive zone time, get some offensive zone faceoffs, maybe some of the other guys can get out on the ice and capitalize on what they've done.
Kaplan trying to spring Svoboda on the right side. Svoboda overskates, now gets it back down low. Svoboda sliding it through, but getting a stick on it to break it up was Eamon Powell. And the quick transition for Boston University. Svoboda on the right side. Takes the shot, he scores! Back and forth we go. The Terriers tie it up at 1.
The kid from Pittsburgh, PA, comes in and roofs one past the goaltender Fowler after Perreault is going to look and make a drop pass that doesn't connect. Not a great play there. You don't often say that associated with Gabe Perreault. And then what a shot. Tucking it short side up as Svoboda checks off like he might go across for the pass, and instead, quick release, smokes it upstairs for his 5th goal of the season. This is a freshman, folks. It's coming on more and more, getting a little more ice time. You talked about him on the PK. He's the type of player that will be impactful for BU sooner than later.
He looked at Rokanakis on his left and then took the shot. It was a good one.
Great shot.
He's got 2 goals in the last 4 games now, as you said, 5 on the season, and it's a 1-1 game as we approach the midway point of the second period.
That is not a good place to turn the puck over. I mean, it's an easy transition for your opponent, and Perreault, who is so magical with the puck right there, didn't make a good connection or good read, and BU capitalizes on it.
Stiga threw it to space. Gavin McCarthy throws it back in deep. Fowler plays it there. And the Eagles will try again. Svoboda, his 5th. We're tied at 1 as Hagens brings it down. Made the pass to Stiga, but broken up. And carrying it out now is Cole Hudson. Hudson up on the left side. His bid broken up. Bednarik there to help. Willander keeps it in. Tom Willander gets it down to the left side. Cole Hudson shoots. He scores! Bang, bang! The Terriers have their first lead of the game.
Cole Hudson's going to get the finish. But TC, he's the one who also starts the play in his own zone. As number 44 in red gets the puck and carries it from his own end. Right there, poke check out, and away he goes. This is what he loves to do. Create offense, push the opponent back, whiffs on the shot, but he stays into the offensive zone. And now you get some cycle going. Good keep on the right point by Willander, and then back to the other side. This one, another short side goal. We saw a goal from Svoboda over the glove from the right side, this time over the right shoulder. A quick shot from Hudson, and holy smokes, has the tenor of this game changed in a matter of minutes.
As you see, 1:10 between goals. Svoboda and Cole Hudson. And Boston University has a lead for the first time tonight in this 72nd Beanpot Championship. Posma for Boston College trying to make something happen as he gets it back up. That is blocked. Kaplan hustling after it for the Terriers. Little dangle here, and he gets through the check into the offensive zone. They try to get it back down to Kaplan. He was upended, and now the puck in the right corner as Hughes goes in and battles there with Hershuk. Skating it out alone on the left side is Will Vogt. Vogt taken back by Willander, and now he has it for the Terriers. Fowler behind the net. Plays it up along the near side. Perreault is there, trafficked as the puck comes across center ice. Engum at his own blue line got it started. Svoboda had it bounce all the way in on Fowler. A little trouble with that rebound as the rebound now comes to the boards. Fowler back to play. Svoboda hunting it down. Left side. Shot never made it through. Perreault takes it back. pass taken there by Engum. Banks it off the boards on the far side and chopped ahead by Rokanakis.
Well, BU now is playing the role of what BC did in the first period, as we're going to have a penalty.
The hit down there in the corner, and you can see very slow to get up is Manetian. He'll come off the ice as the play continues here with the delayed penalty now called against Boston University. So after taking the lead and the momentum, now it'll be a power play for BC. We'll get the details on it. Is it more than 2 minutes? Find out when we come back. BC down a goal, going up a man next.
You bought your Toyota because Toyota is the longest lasting brand.
You just can't beat a post-game burger at McDonald's, right? And you can't beat the Angel Reese Special. All right, let's break it down. It's a quarter pounder with my favorite barbecue sauce, American cheese, crispy bacon, pickles, and onions on a sesame seed bun. Get the Angel Reese Special at McDonald's. What are you waiting for?
When you'd rather enjoy the pool than clean someone else's.
Sweetie, get out of the pool.
It matters where you stay. Conrad Hotels and Resorts. Hilton for the stay.
A new year and a new adventure with the perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. With pure power unleashed and future-forward technology. Because every mile matters. And every path leads to new possibilities.
Current Chevy owners can get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Today they are reviewing the initial call as a major.
And we're going to see as they go to review on it. In the NCAA, there's been a bit of a little tweak in that how they judge these now. And is it going to be a major or just a minor? And, you know, when you talk to people that call the game regularly, they say you must see the numbers from a distance for a major in a game.
So after the review, it's a minor.
Right. They're saying because of the turn by Manetian at the last second. Therefore, Amante, who had already committed to the hit, gets a penalty for the board, but it's just a minor. And there was a turn at the end. I think they got it right. I do.
Tristan Amante, the senior out of Norwell. His father, of course, five-time NHL All-Star Tony Amante, former BU Terrier himself. Dodging a bit of a bullet there, because that's the last thing anybody wants in a game like this, is to be giving a team a 5-minute major.
Yeah. You know, Amani he's full, right, of energy coming on the ice. BU, as I said, they took over playing the role of what BC did in the first period. BU now is outworking BC. They're above the puck more. They're recovering it more. They're making life very tough for BC at 5-on-5 the last couple of minutes, and he's out there trying to make something happen. He gets a little bit too much, but again, they got the right call in just a minor.
All right, here's Leonard across the goal mouth, and Perreault was there, couldn't get it. Bro gets it back now. He turns, his shot blocked, gets it back. It's off a skate and controlled by BC.
Good block by Engum.
Perreault there, plays it down low, heads to the slot. Leonard up top, takes it back from Powell. Pad save there, Yegorov. Nifty little pass, Perreault gets it. Taken off his stick, kept in by Eamon Powell. Shot in front, Yegorov the save, rebound. Gasso had it, but he was taken behind the net. Good early power play here. 55 seconds gone to the man advantage. Leonard back over. Powell playing it down low from a tough angle. It stopped, looking for a rebound out front. Kicked over to Leonard here. Leonard's bid is blocked. And it's Leonard again. Leonard for Perreault down low, in front, blocked. Scramble. Yegorov covers it up and he gets the whistle. Dangerous moment there for Boston University as BC was inches away from an equalizer.
Boston College keeping the pucks in the offensive zone, mostly because BU can't clear it. There's at least one, if not two, real good opportunities for BU to clear it, and they didn't. And then how about the blocks? A couple of big blocks. Engum had one. There's Gavin McCarthy with another one, too. The willingness to block the shot, stay in the lane. 45 seconds now remaining on the power play.
Posma goes out to take the face off. He'll battle with Svoboda. Svoboda wins it back, and it's cleared out length of the ice by Willander. Fowler's got to play it. And we are midway through regulation here. Still 33 seconds to go in the man advantage for Boston College as James Hagans takes it up the ice and into the zone. Hagans drops it back. Gustafsson over to his left side. Manedian gets it back and gets it back to Gustafsson from a tough angle. The save made there off the stick of James Hagans. Controlled at neutral ice by Manedian. Room for Gustafsson. He goes in with Hagans, but that'll be blocked as getting his skate down was Boumediene.
You had Boumediene, you had Willander, you had McCarthy earlier, and Angam, all these defensemen for BU. Not just in the right spot, but having the willingness to get involved and to make it happen. Look, Brian Boyle was a great penalty killer in his time. He can talk about the amount of shots that he had to block, and sometimes people say, you know, having the good position is important. It's also having the willingness to do it. Certain guys would miss more than they would block, put it that way.
Another block there as Bednarik got down low, centered out in front, redirected wide to the right. Loose puck now, final seconds over, and we're back to even strength. 0 for 2 on the power play. Kaplan lugging it out now into the zone. Flips it there for Bednarik. Little curl, drag, shot, save, made, Fowler. What a rush there for the Terriers. Now Kaplan battling for it on the half boards. Taken away and played out by Fortescue. Bednarik right back on. A good shift for him after the penalty kill.
I go back a couple of minutes. Remember when Bednarik's line with Caponi and LaChance had a real good workman-like shift. You could almost probably go back to that shift where you say there was a little change in the tenor of this period, and these guys have kept it up. What a penalty kill. And since then, as the puck goes out of play, BU keeps up the positive energy.
LaChance got a piece of that pass, and that's how we got the whistle with 8:34 remaining here in the second period. 2-1, Boston University with the lead. Svoboda and Cole Hudson scoring in a 1 and 10 second span to take their first lead of this championship game.
This is the home of the Trail.
At Planet Fitness, no two members are alike, but they all have one thing in common. They're all strong. That's right. We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
One more, everybody.
One more? I got 5 more.
You just can't beat a post-game burger at McDonald's, right? And you can't beat the Angel Reese Special. All right, let's break it down. It's a quarter pounder with my favorite barbecue sauce, American cheese, crispy bacon, pickles, and onions on a sesame seed bun. Get the Angel Reese Special at McDonald's. What are you waiting for?
Even when U.S. Women's National Team forward Mallory Swanson isn't on the field, she always makes the perfect play. Thanks to the Bank of America Customized Cash Rewards Visa Card, she'll earn 3% cash back on her purchase after choosing the online shopping category.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.
Championship game. Boston University with a 2-1 lead here in the second period. Before the game, a couple of celebrated Beanpot alumni came in to deliver the opening lineup. Macklin Celebrini and Lane Hudson with the NHL on their break right now. You know, we talk about this every year, Billy, how this tournament is so unique because they're Monday night games, right? They're not a Friday, Saturday tournament. They're not back-to-back games. You got to wait a week between. But because they're on Mondays, so much of the hockey world stops to focus on this. And this year, even more so with the NHL on the stop, right?
Yeah. These guys get in town. Heck, they might be thinking, boy, if I had my skates, I wouldn't mind suiting up for this one. As much fun as they're having in the NHL, I know that they had as much fun with the.
You can't enter the portal in the NHL, right? That's not allowed yet.
Heck, eventually.
We're not there yet, are we?
We're not there just yet, but could happen soon enough.
Here's Perreault to the offensive zone for Boston College. The Eagles looking for the equalizer. They dominated most of the first period, but it has been a different second period for the Terriers. The Eagles now, though, with the puck. Leonard couldn't get the shot through. Powell steps in. He takes the big hit.
What a difference. I mean, what a difference of intensity, physicality, presence, everything from BU in this period. We didn't see any of this in the first period. Stick work, blocking shots, and now physical play.
Here's Perreault, tried to tuck it back to the forehand, but hustling back to break it up was Jack Harvey. Harvey, the sophomore out of Stacy, Minnesota. The Chicago Steel taking it down to the corner, scramble there. Fowler in to help out. And Gustafson got it started. Now it's Gasso into the offensive zone. At one point, Boston College was out shooting Boston University 16-4. Since then, it's 20-8 BU. And 2-0 on the scoreboard. Kept in on the left side. Vogt got a piece of it, but now it's carried out to the offensive zone. This is Hudson, and Fowler had to be ready for it. Cole Hudson on the point. Had it stripped away, and now the opportunity coming in. Shot goes wide to the right. Sondriel was coming up the middle, but Posma opted to shoot. And we get the whistle. The Duncan Beanpot, Boston's best on ice. They play it for the 72nd time. It all began December 1952 at Matthews Arena. A year later, it moved to the Boston Garden. They played 42 of them there, and now 29 here at TD Garden.
After a whiff, and then Hudson can't get to it. Here's the Posma opportunity. Tries to tuck it over the glove, but instead he misses everything there. One of the better opportunities at even strength for BC in the last while.
Kaplan getting after it. Finds space on the left side. Little move up into the offensive zone as Yzerman tried to make something happen. Back out comes BC. Puck gets in behind McCarthy. James Hagen's lost an edge trying to get to it. Teddy Stegan on the forecheck. Now McCarthy brings it out. Drops it here for Kaplan. Kaplan takes the shot. Fowler got down and got a look at it in traffic. Cole Hudson. Badgered there by James Hagens. They battle. Yzerman in to help for BU. Cole Hudson turns, fires, save, rebound just off the edge of the crease. Will be cleared away high off the glass. Good clear there as McCarthy gets after it with 6 minutes left in the second period. James Hagens tried to wheel it around to the left side, but Amonte read it well. Picked off there, taken back by Connor Joyce. Joyce down low, swings it around. Yegorov made the save, kept in by Manedian. Big shot to the right side, save made, rebound loose. And steered away by Yegorov, then cleared out by Jack Hughes. Fowler had to come out to play. Things breaking open a little bit here as Rokanakis takes it down on the right side. Svoboda in. Had it taken away from him. Berard sends it out. Near side, Connor Joyce dumps in. Joyce's father, John, had a 100-point career. His brother, Nolan, of course, on the squad here as well. John Joyce, great Boston College player. 5 minutes remaining here in the second period. 2-1, BU leading BC. Comes back to the point. Left side. Shot from Skehan was broken up. He'll come off the ice. Eagles control the puck. Near side, Eamon Powell looking for someone on the far side. It's Leonard with the shot. Beg your pardon, Gustafson came in and took that shot. Now it's up on the near side. And this is Leonard. Leonard into the slot looking for Gasso, but it was read and cleared away. Now Svoboda trying to give chase. No icing, the Eagles get after it. Kept in, turned in front, Fowler had to poke it away. A dangerous moment as Matt Capone was camped out there on the edge of the crease. Wide open second period. Boston University with both goals here in the period.
Yo, Stewie, winner takes the bag.
You know that meal is already mine.
Golly. I'm right here with you. I see y'all. Made mine a double QPC, but a double queen.
Get the injury special at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At Planet Fitness, no two members are alike. Their routines are different. They use different equipment.
1, 2, 3.
And they do it for different reasons.
All right. You're a mythical beast.
But they all have one thing in common.
Hey, you got this. Come on.
They're all strong.
That's right.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
One more, everybody.
One more? I got 5 more.
Four Nations Face Off begins Thursday on ESPN and ABC.
Welcome back to the Bean Pot, where BU has a 2-1 lead over Boston College. But ever since the Terriers took the advantage, you see Jacob Fowler, the goalie for Boston College, showing his poise and composure. That's what his teammates always herald about him and love about him. Talking about him leading up to this game, he told me on Saturday the reason he committed and came to a school like Boston College is to play in big games like this one. He's won the Clark Cup in the USHL and was tournament MVP. He's won a gold medal at the World Juniors. He's won Hockey East. He knows big games like this, like the Bean Pot, and big moments are what people remember forever. And he's mentally prepared to step up when his team needs it. TC?
Yeah, first team All-American last year, George, a Hobey Baker nominee this season. And that Hockey East Championship George mentioned last year was these two teams here at the Garden. Boston College beating Boston University 6-2 in that game. Will Smith took control of that game, 4 goals and an assist. Cole Hudson here for BU, firing one wide in a crowd. It came out over the crossbar. Terriers controlling it here. McCarthy rips it through a crowd. Ryan Green plays it back in deep. It has been a completely different BU team here in the second period.
Aggressive, smart, responsible. Cole Hudson has really been noticeable at least 3, if not 4 times part of the offense.
There's Harvey going in with Quinn Hudson. Big tangle of bodies there as the Eagles got back to shut it down. Gausseau takes it out over center for BC. Try to dance around Cole Hudson. They battle for it there. Cole Hudson comes away with it. Under 3.5 to go. Plays it out to the left side in space. Would have been offside. Comes back out to center. Gavin McCarthy there. They'll find room and skate it up now on the right side. Hard dump in. Bednarik getting after it. Battling in the corner with Gustafsson. Puck just on the edge of Capone's stick, and getting back to take it off was Posma. Posma plays it over to the right side. Powell will fire that on net. It'll be held on to by Yegorov.
I didn't love Cole Hudson's first period. And I didn't love a lot of the BU players' first period for that matter. But this second period, boy, have you noticed 44 Red a ton. Here he accelerates off the faceoff, gets involved, tries to go shot. Here's a nice defensive play back at the other end. He recognizes he's got back pressure coming from a teammate, from Jack Harvey, so he slides over. I just feel like his reads, his reacts, and everything, his involvement level is much more significant this period, as has been basically the case for all of his teammates.
Under 3 minutes to go.
Maybe Macklin and his brother Lane came down in between periods, not just pregame.
I was thinking about that. Might have come down and talked a little about energy level and getting after it, using the pressure that BU has used much of this season when they've been good. 4-man scrum forming on the wall. Willander gets it out to center. BC controls it there. It's Manedian into the zone now. Getting it back as Stiga's bid was blocked, but Manedian takes it down low. Plays it around behind the net. Takes the hit. Hershuk. Stiga keeps it in. That was blocked. And now a break in here. An opportunity for Bednarik. And a big save. Fowler. Rebound goes wide. Dangerous there as Camille Bednarik was off to the races, but the freshman from Elmhurst, Illinois, was stopped by Fowler.
This line continues to bring it for BU in this period. It's a good play at the defensive zone. It ends up caroming over to Bednarik as Capone's also up in the neutral zone. Here you go. Look at all the three red sweatered back. Another block. Willander's going to get the block, and then there's going to be an opportunity as the puck's going to rim around, and it's going to come out. Right there. Block again. LaChance up to Capone. Perfect carom over to Bednarik. He just couldn't get it by the glove side on the deke attempt by Fowler. But again, body positioning, stick positioning, and getting the puck out of their own zone quickly is BU.
Cole Hudson gaining the line and sending it in. Battle in the corner now. Out behind the net, taken by Eamon Powell. Powell last year was 4th in the nation in assists and points by defenseman, was a second-team All-Hockey East selection, All-Tournament selection in the Hockey East Tournament in the NCAA East Regional.
Let's go back to that last attempt that we had about the 2:02 mark, and Bednarik just couldn't get it past that left pad. It almost like it, I don't want to say it caught him by surprise, but he got a little tight to that left pad, and he couldn't elevate it up above it.
There's Willander on the right side. A little give and go, and he gets it back. Slides it across in front. Somebody lost a stick down there. Shot from Boumediene came through. Ryan Green keeps it alive. Boumediene hammers it. Didn't make it through on net, but Willander there. Boumediene on the left. Green back for him. Boumediene fires it. Quinn Hudson on the rebound. Off the wall on the far side. It's knocked away, and they get it up to Perreault. Perreault heading up the ice. Drops it there. Gasso near side. Shot on net. Yegorov save.
Going to have a penalty behind the play. It's going to be a cross check. And it's going to go against Green. Ryan Green, one of the leaders of this team. After an unbelievably effective shift by his line. I mean, you want to talk about puck retrieval, movement, shot attempts. Fowler had traffic in front to deal with. And then it ends up being one of their upperclassmen, again, one of their leaders that takes a cross-checking penalty in the offensive zone. 50 seconds remaining in this period. As Green's going to get bumped. And he's going to come back. He had cross-checked him right there before we swiped away from it. Back referee caught it.
So another power play, third of the game.
Now it's going to be a penalty on BC now.
Penalty on BC,
Posma.
and that will do it for the 14 seconds into the power play.
Interference is going to be the call.
Hughes ran into him, and it'll be an interference call that'll negate the power play for BC.
Well, I think they're also going to take. They're going to take Hughes as well. Is he signaling him? Yeah, I think BU's going to get a penalty too.
We have 2 penalties on the play. Number 12, Boston College, 2 minutes for interference. Boston University, penalty number 4, 2 minutes for embellishment.
Wow.
Embellishment is the call.
All right, so the puck is broken out. Here's the middle of the ice. Let's see if there's an embellishment there. I'm not sure if I agree with that one. Interference call, yes.
So Posma and Hughes join Green. It remains a power play here with 35.5 seconds remaining. Boston College gets to stay on the man advantage. And it's Brendan Ingham down there. But Perreault to Leonard on the left. Leonard looking, plays it up top. Perreault gets it back. Gasso in front, slides to the right. Yegorov with a save, and he gets the whistle. Couple of point-blank bids, but Yegorov is there.
Mark that one left. 16.6 seconds left in the period. And the big man with a big save. Gasso to the front. Stiga as well. Stiga can't get it by Yegorov. He puts the pad out, very composed, follows the puck, and then the reaction, split second, beautiful positioning, covers it up as well. Remember that one, if BU is to hold on here.
28 saves for Mikhail Yegorov. That is already a career high. 5 games of his college career.
2 times he's faced 26 shots in a game. What about a 940 save percentage coming into this one?
Working on the clock right now, trying to get the time adjusted. Adam Pellerin, Andrew Raycroft, Brian Boyle will be with us between periods, as they will recap what happened here in the first 40 minutes and get you ready for the third period. Clock is set. We are ready to go. And Boston University is able to clear. Oh, it came out. And so now it will stay back in the BUN. Clearing bid came out of play. So instead of getting it out of the zone and killing off some time, it'll be a BC offensive zone face-off, 12.4 seconds to go. Gasso steps in to take it. He'll go against Bednarik. Puck down low. Kaplan swings it around behind his own net. He'll try to kill off some time here with 5 seconds remaining. It comes out in front and will come over to the near boards, and the period will come to an end. Things getting a little testy at the end of the period, as they usually do when it's the Battle of ComAv. Minute 10 will still be remaining on the power play for Boston College when the third period begins. But you talked about shifting the mindset. BU couldn't have done it better than that.
Could not have done a better job. Completely took over this game in the second period. Didn't mess around with the puck. Didn't try and make fancy plays. And again, I go back to a shift from the Bednarik line. A simple, what do we call it, meat and potatoes type of shift. LaChance with an opportunity. They got the puck deep. And after that, it was just like BU to start saying, hey, let's feed off that. Good stuff.
The BU Terriers were able to respond. Now we'll see if the BC Eagles, the #1 team in the country, can flip the script in the third period. Adam Pellerin and company take it away after this.
You just can't beat a post-game burger at McDonald's, right?
And you can't beat the Angel Reese special. All right, let's break it down. It's a quarter pounder with my favorite barbecue sauce, American cheese, crispy bacon, pickles, and onions on a sesame seed bun. Get the Angel Reese special at McDonald's.
What are you waiting for?
Touches of black. They say a lot without having to say much. They stand for elegance, refinement, and prestige. Even a little can go a long way. And though they're darker than the darkest night, they make you see everything in a new light. The Kia X-Line Nightfall Collection.
Kia, movement that inspires.
A new year and a new adventure with the perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. With pure power unleashed and future-forward technology. Because every mile matters. And every path leads to new possibilities.
Current Chevy owners can get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Chevrolet, together let's drive.
At Planet Fitness, no 2 members are alike. Their routines are different. They use different equipment.
1, 2, 3.
Woo! And they do it for different reasons.
You're a mythical beast.
But they all have one thing in common.
Hey, you got this, come on.
They're all strong.
That's right.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
One more, everybody.
One more? I got 5 more.
I won't stop for nothing. Won't be wanting, but you didn't see this coming.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Just
You can't be demanding. You can't be relentless. You can't put yourself first. So, put yourself first. You can't dominate. So dominate. You can't fill a stadium. So fill that stadium. You can't take credit. You can't speak up. You can't be ambitious. You can't have any fun. You can't be proud. You can't keep score. You can't stand out. Whatever you do, you can't win. So win.
What if there was no galaxy far, far away, and every second didn't count, and she never did let it go, and no one ever did get murdered in this building? Then that would really suck, wouldn't it? But hey, there is a galaxy far, far away, and every second does count, and she did let it go. And best of all, a whole bunch of people did get murdered in this building.
You gotta be freaking kidding me.
And aren't we lucky for that?
Beanpot Intermission Report presented by Viva Tequila Seltzer. Adam Peller and Andrew Raycroft, Brian Boyle here with you. For the most part, it was all Boston College in that first period, but Boston University responding in a big way. They take a 2-1 lead after 2 periods of play, and Gabe Perreault had opened the scoring for the Eagles, but it was a Perreault turnover that led to BU's first goal.
It was, and we talked about the Terriers weathering the storm. They did that, and they came out in the second with a fury at the other way, and they basically stole the script from the Eagles in that first period with some good defense at the line, an ill-advised drop pass that goes back the other way, and a great shot. You'll see Sabota just bobbles that puck right as he's getting to the bottom of the circles on Fowler, which just throws Fowler's timing off just a little bit. He drops early. Sabota puts a perfect shot over his left shoulder.
Yeah, it's difficult because even to that point, BC had the puck quite a bit, and they were trying to make plays, maybe even when they weren't there. And they've been able to do that at some points this year. But in a big game like this is like a game 7. That's what these different things in college hockey can bring to you. They're single elimination essentially, and that play there, it's all about blue lines. It's territory. It's shot volume, and they just didn't have it that period, the Eagles.
A minute 10 later, BU takes the lead. Cole Hudson, who had 4 points in his first Beanpot game last week, scores his 8th goal of the year here.
Yeah, it was a product of kind of how BU played the whole period. It was they defended in numbers, and BC tried to force things through them, and then they went on the attack, and this is what happens. They were supportive of the puck. They created different chances, and you find this seam. Willander makes a great play to find the seam. BC was on their heels to this point. This is only a minute plus after their tying goal. You could tell they had the momentum, and BC kind of gets running around. They're in a place they haven't been much this year, and it's because a lot of it is self-inflicted, but BU is committed to blocking shots and defending. And it looked like the ice was certainly tilted, but they had to defend quite a bit as well, and they went on the attack because they were brave. They blocked shots, and they took care of the puck in the important areas of the ice.
No, to the point of blocking shots, the shot attempts were actually in BC's favor in the second period, 33-32, but the actual shots on goal, 21-16 the other way. So 17 attempts blocked, missed nets. The Terriers did a really good job clogging the middle, and then they went on the offense. And it was like when Cole Hudson, we talked about it in the opening, when he gets in on the offense, he's that rover, and he's hard to find. And he can hide, he gets into different spots, and he can shoot the puck. So he's such a threat and puts so much pressure on the defense when he gets into that situation.
2-1 lead for BU after 2 periods of play here at the 72nd Duncan Beanpot Championship. Kamil Bednarik's line brought it in that second period as well. He had an opportunity, but Jacob Fowler was up to the challenge. We'll continue our second intermission report coming up next.
This intermission report is presented by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the official hard seltzer of the Duncan Beanpot coverage on NESN.
The number 3 means
At Planet Fitness, no 2 members are alike, but they all have one thing in common. They're all strong. That's right. We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
One more, everybody.
One more? 5 more.
Yo, Stewie, winner takes the bag. You know that meal is already mine.
Golly. I'm right here with you. I see y'all. You see that? Made mine a double QPC for the double queen.
Get the injury special at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Touches of black. They say a lot without having to say much. They stand for elegance, refinement, and prestige. Even a little can go a long way. And though they're darker than the darkest night, they make you see everything in a new light. The Kia X-Line Nightfall Collection.
Kia, movement that inspires.
President's Day isn't just a weekend event. You can save thousands all month long at Auto Fair. Get 0% financing up to 72 months. Or save up to $20,000 off MSRP. Or get a new lease starting under $200 a month. Plus, make no payments until spring. Go to autofair.com to shop over 2,600 vehicles. Then come in and save thousands during Auto Fair's President's Day sales event.
A new year and a new adventure with the perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. With pure power unleashed and future-forward technology. Because every mile matters. And every path leads to new possibilities.
Current qualified lessees can get this 2025 Trax for around $279 a month. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Four Nations Face Off begins Thursday on ESPN and ABC.
The best of college basketball every Saturday on ESPN.
On Nesson is presented by your New England Ford dealers and Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks for 48 years.
Take a look at the game summary. BC had a 1-0 lead after 20. BU has a 2-1 lead after 40. BC overall has outshot the Terriers, but in that second period, BU with a 21-16 advantage in shots on net. George Bolechi caught up with BU junior forward Devin Kaplan at the break.
Devin, we see you and BU come out and just dominate that second period. What changed for your team to have such a successful second period?
I think the communication in the locker room and the message sent by Pando just to work together on the forecheck, skate together as a team, and then work in their offensive zone, get pucks back. And I thought we did a great job at that period.
What has to be done by the team to continue that level of play in the third period?
Just playing winning hockey, playing for each other, winning habits, getting above the puck, forechecking hard, closing fast, all the things that win hockey games in a small way.
Devin, thank you. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Things getting physical towards the end of that second period. A flurry of penalties, 4 in less than a minute. The final one committed by Ryan Leonard, a roughing penalty as time expired.
I mean, this has been going on all game. And, you know, I just throw the first punch, I guess, but it's happened all game. I don't know why they're calling it there.
The only thing is kind of the makeup from the embellishment call, I guess, at center ice, maybe. But you're right. We've had 5 of these scrums where you could have grabbed one out of it. They've let them go to this point. Hopefully, for the sake of the game, that's the last one of that. Let the guys play. Let the kids play here.
4-on-4 for 1:10, and then BU will go on the power play 5-on-4 for 50 seconds. They have a 2-1 lead after 2 periods of play here at the 72nd Duncan Beanpot Championship game. TC and Billy with the call of the third period next.
Biggest difference between some
Yo, Stewie, winner takes the bag. You know that meal is already mine.
Golly. I'm right here with you. I see y'all. You see that? Made mine a double QPC for the double queen.
Get the injury special at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Touches of black. They say a lot without having to say much. They stand for elegance, refinement, and prestige. Even a little can go a long way. And though they're darker than the darkest night, they make you see everything in a new light. The Kia X-Line Nightfall Collection.
Kia, movement that inspires.
You can't be demanding. You can't be relentless. You can't put yourself first. So, put yourself first. You can't dominate. So dominate. You can't fill a stadium. So fill that stadium. You can't take credit. You can't speak up. You can't be ambitious. You can't have any fun. You can't be proud. You can't keep score. You can't stand out. Whatever you do, you can't win. So win.
A new year and a new adventure with the perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. With pure power unleashed and future-forward technology. Because every mile matters. And every path leads to new possibilities.
Current Chevy owners can get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Chevrolet, together let's drive.
At Planet Fitness, no two members are alike. Their routines are different. They use different equipment.
1, 2, 3.
Woo! And they do it for different reasons.
All right. You're a mythical beast.
But they all have one thing in common.
Hey, you got this. Come on.
They're all strong.
That's right.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
One more, everybody.
One more? I got 5 more.
What if there was no galaxy far, far away, and every second didn't count, and she never did let it go, and no one ever did get murdered in this building? Then that would really suck, wouldn't it? But hey, there is a galaxy far, far away, and every second does count, and she did let it go. And best of all, a whole bunch of people did get murdered in this building.
You gotta be freaking kidding me.
And aren't we lucky for that?
NESN's coverage of the 72nd Men's Beanpot Championship is brought to you by Dunkin'. The Dunkin' Beanpot, Boston's best on ice. By Subaru of New England. Feel the freedom of symmetrical all-wheel drive. SubaruofNewEngland.com. By the track at New Balance. Have your next event at the fastest track in the world. By Mass State Lottery. Celebrate the night with Keno from the Mass State Lottery. And by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the official hard seltzer of the Beanpot on NESN. The 72nd Dunkin' Beanpot on NESN. We are ready for the third period. Really a tale of 2 different periods here tonight.
Was it ever so far, which sets up what should be a beautifully fun third period. Let's go back to the first period. The opportunity, Gabe Perreault is going to end up getting the goal. Gasso with the pass to middle ice. Everybody looking over to Leonard, leaving number 34 wide open early on in the game, 6 minutes in or so, makes it 1-0. Then we go to the second period. Despite all the chances that BC had in the first just 1-goal lead, they turn the puck over. Perreault with an ill-advised drop pass middle of the ice, and Svoboda comes in. Looks like he may pass it over to the left side, instead tucks it for the 1-1 game. And then Cole Hudson gets it after being involved in the forecheck, and he tucks it this time short side as well. Let's go to the end of the period too, folks. There was 1 and then 2. It was a second punch at Kaplan that the official out of the screen, the referee, called the penalty. You can see the finger right there saying, you are going off. So instead of being a BC power play, it is 4-on-4.
Yeah, I said there'd be a minute 10 remaining in the power play. There will not. We go 4-on-4 to begin this third period. We are underway, and it's a turnover right in front of the net. The shot was blocked as it came through. Gustafsson found himself loaded in front of the net. Bednarik taking it down behind the net. Powell, headman pass to the right side now. It is Gustafsson again. Gustafsson leaves it here. Hagens finds it through. The pass was broken up as McCarthy got a piece of it. Here's Perreault looking. McCarthy dumps player down to the rocks. Gustafsson keeps it in and has it on the left side. On the right now, he gets it back. Trying to skate around Willander. Gustafsson spun off the puck, but BC controls. Powell getting it over to Gustafsson. He turns and banks it off the wall. Gabe Perreault is there. Room behind the net. He plays it out in front. Now he gets it back himself. He tried to shove it in. Yegorov got a piece of it. Power play now underway as that penalty comes to an end. Second power play of the game officially for BU.
BC comes to life on that one, and Gabe Perreault, the player who's been involved in both the goals both ways for this team, and was really handling the shift as offside is called against BU. A bevy of chances the first minute or so of this period. Gabe Perreault's going to curl back up, and he's going to try and get back in. Gustafson's going to have his shot blocked by McCarthy, who did not play last game for BU. Such an important get back for this team, too. Here's that last chance. There's Perreault trying to flush it to the front. Then he's going to try and tuck it short side, but there's the big pad. The left pad has made at least 3 great saves in this game from Yegorov for BU. I love his composure, and I would say I feel like he keeps it simple. I do. He's got not a lot of movement. Obviously, Razor could describe it much better from a goalie's perspective, but I find him very efficient, and I don't find him getting outside his post much at all. And for a youngster, 18-year-old, incredibly impressive to me.
Second goalie drafted last year, the second round by the New Jersey Devils. And he has been up to the task playing in an NHL arena tonight. Final seconds of the truncated power play winding down here as Leonard is ready to come back into the fray. We are back to even strength as the Terriers gain the line. Green on the left side. Fowler just got a piece of it. A full sprawl as he slid left to right.
What a save.
Here's Leonard now. Just back into the action, his first shift here in the third period. Tried to play it off the wall. It's carried back in by Jack Hughes. Hughes will flip it on net. Fowler comes out. He plays it. He's got to hold on. 2:28 gone here in the third period. A 2-1 lead for Boston University.
Both goalies have made big saves early on in this third period. We showed you the Yegorov one. This time it's not going to be Fowler. As the puck is pushed over, Capone over to Green, and the shot gets off the right side, the arm, the blocker of Fowler, who follows it all the way in. 35 shots now for BC, 32 for BU.
Well, they combined for 15 goals last Monday.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't be surprised. They are 2 of the best offensives in the country. Boston University third in the nation with a 3.81 goals per game average. Just behind them, 7th in Division I is Boston College at 3.54. Just scoring 2 off BC is a Herculean feat. They haven't given up 3 in 10 games. Trying to change that was Yzerman. He came in. Fowler just did get a piece of that. Boumediene poked it away from Perreault to keep it out of harm's way, and Hughes will dump back in. Boston College bringing it up the ice. Looking for the equalizer here. Fortescue had it knocked off his stick nicely, and Cole Hudson trying to turn that into an offensive opportunity. A little dangle, and he's knocked down off the puck just as he arrived at the net.
Powell with the good hit, really good hit.
Gustafson had his pass broken up. Comes onto the stick of Harvey, who plays it out to center ice. 3.5 minutes gone. Here in the third, Boston College scored first, led 1-0 after 1. BU with a pair in the second. No scoring yet in the third. Viva Tequila Seltzer, the official hard seltzer of the Bean Pod on Nesson. Try new Limoncello Viva for a creamy citrus escape in every sip. Grab yours today at Cappy's. Quickly off the face-off. It's gloved out of the air by Fowler. He'll get the whistle, and we'll do it again with 16:20 to go.
BU making some changes on the back end, getting a different pair out there with the puck in the offensive zone. Willander comes out. Boumediene.
Bednard wins the draw, getting it back. Boumediene's got to come all the way back into his own end to play it. Sasha Boumediene plays it along the wall. Shane LaChance played it up for Capone. He's knocked down. It's taken out back by Gustafson. Long pass as they tried to get it out for Letourneau. Boumediene is able to settle things down for BU and get it over to Willander. Capone in neutral ice. His pass just out of the reach of Bednarik. Long pass, never got through as it was read there by Rokanakis. Played it up ahead. Rokanakis had his first multiple-point game as a collegiate on Monday in the win against Harvard. Had a couple of assists. Played for Tristan Amonte's dad at Thayer Academy, the freshman from Pembroke. Grew up watching this tournament. Used to come with his dad. Always dreamed of playing, and he's a freshman who's been getting better as the season goes on. Didn't play in the first 10 games, and now is a regular.
Right, and along with Svoboda, the two of them make up 2/3 of the fourth line as icing is called against Boston College. Rukanaka 6'2", listed at 6'2", 230. Svoboda, as I said earlier in the game, 6'3", 210. You know, you can have all the skill guys in the world, but you need to have some big boys, some big bodies around there. Play a different style and a different role. Give your team some different personality as well. And those kids have brought some personality to the squad.
Face-off came back on a second effort. Yzerman got the shot away. Neither one made it through to Fowler. It's cleared away by the Eagles. Banging through on the left side is Berard. Manedian from the point. His bid taken there. Cole Hudson tried to skate it out. It was blocked, but Hughes follows up. Kaplan couldn't handle it off the boards, and it's taken back there by Manedian. Just over 5 minutes gone here in the third period. 2-1 Boston University leading here in the 72nd Beanpot Championship. Skahan wheeling into the offensive zone, taken back there and played away by Ryan Green. Neither team able to set up anything in the offensive zone here for the last few minutes. Been blue line to blue line as it's dumped in by Quinn Hudson. Fowler came back to play. Eagles carry it over center. There to take this angle. Fortescue step up along the boards. Ryan Leonard tried to fire it through 4 BU Terriers. Packed the slot. Now it is back at the point. Fortescue sending it wide. Fortescue over center. Fires it in. Gasso trying to get back, but instead it comes all the way out for Hershak. Leonard. Little flip here to the right side, sliding it across the goal mouth was Fortescue. A second effort. Bednarik plays it up ahead. Capone trying to get there. He gives chase. Capone for the Terriers. Out behind the net. Off the boards, LaChance banging in after it. LaChance battling with Powell. Gasso there to help as well. LaChance along the end boards. Takes it back from Bednarik. LaChance the shot. Save Fowler. Rebound. Bouncing to his left. Now behind the net where the whistle will blow with 12:59 remaining here in the third period in a 2-1 Boston University lead.
The official gets hit by the puck. I think he's already trying to skate it off right now. I don't think that was the reason why the play was stopped, though. I think the puck was played with the high stick.
Change your lettuce, change your life with my hair doctor, Dr. Matthew Lopresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR.
Should have stayed on LaChance if you want a good promo right there for hair. He's got
no
flow.
doubt about that.
Yeah.
I noticed they didn't come up to the booth.
No, not at all. Well, they could come to a single on you.
One shot. Zoom in on me a little bit. 7 minutes, 1 second gone. And Boston College still trying to find a way to skate through this Terriers forecheck that has been completely changed since the end of the first period.
Yeah, they haven't been nearly as effective at moving puck up in transition. A lot of credit, almost all the credit's got to go to BU.
Shot from a tough angle. Nice sprawling block by Hershak, who got a stick down in the way. There's danger lurking in front of the net, but now Leonard has room. Leonard with Perreault. Knocked away. Perreault gives chase. And it's cleared away to center. came out of play, so the whistle blows. That will bring it back into the BU end. No change here for Boston University.
Just the way that BU has really been able to, I think, learn from the mistakes of the first period and get out of the kind of hockey that they think they wanted to play. And I'm going to guess that Jay Pandolfo, who was, you know, such a good 200-foot player during his time, so respectful of, you know, playing the game the right way, respecting it. He wasn't a fancy player, and I'm sure he talked to his team about what they needed to do to start the second.
Loose puck after the face-off. Boston College getting it back up. Manetian turns. The wrister bounces through and goes high over the crossbar. Cleared away now, and an opportunity for Yzerman to go down to the corner. Takes the hit. He and Manetian both go down. We play on as the puck comes out. Long pass sent out for Letourneau. You hear the crowd of Dean as they have rebranded it the Dean Pot. Looking for his first goal. It'll be an offensive zone face-off instead.
All right, well, Cole Hudson is 5'11", 171. Letourneau, 6'7", 221. And Cole Hudson, who had a really good second period, makes a nice play here. The big man Letourneau takes the puck into the corner. Cole Hudson finishes them. 2-1 the score. 11:57 remaining here at TD Garden.
With winter upon us, you'll want to feel safe.
At Planet Fitness, no two members are alike, but they all have one thing in common. They're all strong. That's right. We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
One more, everybody.
One more? I got 5 more.
You just can't beat a post-game burger at McDonald's, right? And you can't beat the Angel Reese Special. All right, let's break it down. It's a quarter pounder with my favorite barbecue sauce, American cheese, crispy bacon, pickles, and onions on a sesame seed bun. Get the Angel Reese Special at McDonald's. What are you waiting for?
Derek.
Hey, Mom, I need to lay low for a couple days. There's too much heat on this car.
Too much heat?
I only paid for a Hyundai Tucson.
Ruth. Listen, Jenna, I need to lay low for a few days. Why?
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Get 2.99% APR for 72 months on the Hyundai Tucson today.
Connor Joyce and Will Vogt surprised the BC Junior Eagles with tickets to tonight's Duncan Beanpot Championship game. This is them before the game, coming together as a group. I shared an elevator ride with them. They were pretty amped up before the game. The Duncan Munchkins, the Boston Junior Eagles, here tonight, courtesy of Duncan.
Simply awesome seeing kids at that age smiling, all of them here. Boston Junior Eagles, a wonderful youth organization in the area. The Big Eagles having a hard time, though, right now. They have, for a team that looked so in control, so dominant in the first period, they are working now. They are having to work for everything that they get. It was a lot more ice available to them in the first period. Not so much now.
3-on-2 developing here as LaChance takes it in. The shot, and Fowler reaches up with the glove.
Like it. I like the shot from the side. Good play there by Shane LaChance. Elected captain as a sophomore by his teammates. The way he carries himself, what he obviously knows about BC, given his father and obviously his grandfather's history with the school and the team, but everything that he does is about team and the way he carries himself. I asked Jay Pandolfo, were you surprised that a sophomore gets voted? He said, not at all. Wasn't surprised at all.
8th shot on net for LaChance in this game.
Yeah, guys, and talking with Shane LaChance, when he earned to be unanimous captain for BU, he said it was the biggest honor. He grew up dreaming of becoming that role for the Terriers, and both his grandpa and dad said they were proud but not surprised at the player and man he's become.
Well, it's certainly an honor, as you said, when your teammates recognize you as a sophomore for your leadership. And now the Terriers hold on to that 1-0 lead as LaChance will send it in deep. The simple play to get his team a change. Eamon Powell Gets this started as Vogt tried to play it in. Crowd coming to life now as Eagle fans trying to cheer Boston College to life. From the point. Shot from Quinn Hudson, got all the way through to Fowler. Now Quinn Hudson giving chase, battles in the corner, but it's Fortescue coming away with it. Fortescue tried to skate it out, but a good shift there as Harvey will hammer that one. It was deflected up into the netting.
Let's show you what we were talking about, how, especially in the second period and even earlier in the third, BU and their ability to block shots, just tremendous. 13-4 block shots in the second period. And again, I go back to this, and Brian Boyle can talk about it better than me. The big man blocked a ton of shots throughout his college and long NHL career. But the way that BU was able to reposition themselves, make sure that they had stick in lane, skates in lane, incredibly impressive, and it frustrated BC to some extent.
Into the offensive zone, getting back there was Ryan Green. He'll clear it away, but it'll be icing. So now it'll come into the BU end, approaching the midway point of this third period. Boston College had a 1-0 lead after one, trailing 2-1 after two. They are the only team in Hockey East this season that doesn't have a losing record in games when they're trailing after two periods. 4 wins, 4 losses. You look at the rest of Hockey East, a 129 winning percentage when trailing after two periods. Trying to get above 500 when trailing after two periods, but they need to get the equalizer first, and they haven't had much going here in the third against this BU team. But here's an opportunity to turn over. Shot came through. Yegorov with the save, and the rebound comes up to Hughes. Hughes into the offensive zone now, works wide. Kaplan goes in with him. Good effort by Hughes to stay with it, but now the Eagles bring it back the other way. Here's Leonard going in. Sends it wide and gets after it himself. Look to play it back to Gustafsson. Gustafsson. And to let it come all the way back into the defensive zone. Minetti in there to help. Badgered all the way around by Svoboda. And the Terriers break it up. Gustafsson will try again. Teddy Stiga. Pass is taken back by the Terriers. Yzerman will send it in deep, under 9.5 to go in the third. 2-1 Boston University. Goals by Svoboda and Cole Hudson. 2 goals in a 1-minute 10-second span in the second period. Here's Stiga weaving his way into the right side. Takes the hit, stays on his skates, and comes back to the left point. Hershuk with the shot. Wide to the right. LaChance tried to skate it out. Getting back was Hershuk, and back quickly into the offensive zone. It's James Higgins. Higgins tried to feed it through to Stiga, but it was broken up. Less than 9 minutes to go. The 298th meeting between these two teams. 23 of those have been for the Beanpot Championship.
Another good battle behind the net of Yegorov by Willander. I think he's had a very strong game. The Vancouver Canuck draft pick has been, I think, instrumental for this team with subtle plays in the second and here in the third period.
Eagles coming up the ice. Pass for Vogt, never got through, broken up, cleared away, length of the ice. Icing will be the call. 8 minutes exactly remaining here in the third period.
All right, let's go back to the last save that was made by Yegorov, a really good one on Gasso, as Hughes' pass is going to be swallowed up by Powell, and there's the pass back to the slot area, but Yegorov again with good body positioning. Here's the battle behind the net, 1 against 2. Willander is going to strip the puck from Vogt. He's going to push it to the side, move it away. Simple little plays like that make a big difference.
Knocked down at center ice. Perreault trying to get it going on the right side. Harvey tried to clear, but it's kept in by Gustafsson. Gustafson's father was a hero of the University of Maine. As it'll be covered up there, Gustafson's dad with the goal that won the national championship in overtime. His dad Marcus at the University of Maine. But right now, his Eagles trailing the Terriers in the third.
First step in every case is...
At Planet Fitness, no two members are alike, but they all have one thing in common. They're all strong. That's right. We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
One more, everybody.
One more? I got 5 more.
You just can't beat a post-game burger at McDonald's, right? And you can't beat the Angel Reese Special. All right, let's break it down. It's a quarter pounder with my favorite barbecue sauce, American cheese, crispy bacon, pickles, and onions on a sesame seed bun. Get the Angel Reese Special at McDonald's. What are you waiting for?
Touches of black. They say a lot without having to say much. They stand for elegance, refinement, and prestige. Even a little can go a long way. And though they're darker than the darkest night, they make you see everything in a new light. The Kia X-Line Nightfall Collection.
Kia, movement that inspires.
NESN's coverage of the 72nd Men's Beanpot Championship is brought to you by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the official hard seltzer of the Dunkin' Beanpot on NESN. 2-1, Boston University leading it. Looking for their 32nd Beanpot. Meantime, Boston College looking to get the equalizer and extend their hopes of a 10-game winning streak. They won 9 in a row, just 1 loss in the calendar year. That back the first game they played out of the break on January 10th, beaten by Merrimack 5-2.
I was at that game, man. That was the first game after they had everybody back from World Juniors, and they had a good first period. Not such good second and third. You could kind of see them hit the proverbial wall after that, and Merrimack took advantage of that.
Gasso out to take the face-off, going up against Bednarik. And Bednarik able to get it back there for Page. Page hammers it along the boards, and Bednarik gets it out to center ice. Camille Bednarik out of Elmhurst, Illinois, had a strong game tonight for Boston University. Capone on the far wall, battling. Comes back in behind Yegorov in net. Eagles getting after it. Powell wings it over to the left side into a crowd. It's knocked down.
Some cross-checking going on in front of the net both ways.
Sticks flying, bodies flying.
Officials,
no whistle.
Officials letting them go.
Here's Eamon Powell. Powell to his left, heading up the middle. It comes back to Perreault. He shoots. It was blocked there. McCarthy got in the way. Hughes will get up to the blue line, then pass it over to Cole Hudson. Cole Hudson into the offensive zone. Getting a piece of it was Powell. Big rebound. The carom off the glass comes out to center ice. Poked ahead here by Jack Hughes. Hughes pulls it back on the left side. Yzerman with a centering pass, but it was over the stick of Kaplan.
All generated from good neutral zone play from the Terriers.
There's Letourneau. You hear the chants of Dean. Here's a turnover. Yzerman coming in the backhand. He scores! Cole Yzerman, the freshman, scores his 16th. And it's a 2-goal lead for BU.
The strip of the puck and the freshman Sellies. Puck is going to get pushed in the neutral zone. Gustafson's going to have it, go to his backhand. That's a tough pass to make in that spot. Stick out for Yzerman, and Yzerman, what I like about this play from Cole Yzerman, watch right here, he's going to strip it. As he gets it to his backhand, he doesn't hesitate, goes low, doesn't try and roof it, gets it underneath the right pad. What a goal. 3-1 BU.
First time in 10 games that Boston College allows 3 goals in a game. Going back to the aforementioned Merrimack game on January 10th. Under 6 minutes to go. Boston College, the #1 team in the country, trailing by 2 as BU looks to close out a Beanpot title.
You just can't beat a post-game burger at McDonald's, right? And you can't beat the Angel Reese Special. All right, let's break it down. It's a quarter pounder with my favorite barbecue sauce, American cheese, crispy bacon, pickles, and onions on a sesame seed bun. Get the Angel Reese Special at McDonald's. What are you waiting for?
A new year and a new adventure with the perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. With pure power unleashed and future-forward technology. Because every mile matters. And every path leads to new possibilities.
Current Chevy owners can get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Chevrolet, together let's drive.
We're breaking down your top Boston sports headlines.
Freshman Cole Iserman started the year out hot, points in 10 of 12. He's going to pick up a big one here. As you know, look, the option now here is McCarthy gets it out. Watch 8 in gold. He thinks that he's got room to pass it back over. That's Gustafson. That's a tough pass to make over all the way to Manetian. That's just a huge amount of distance, and he's doing it on his backhand. You got to be certain. You've got to make sure you can get a ton on it. Sometimes you got to eat it, maybe just rim it back or hammer it off the wall on that strong side instead of going through middle ice. Iserman sniffs it out, and again, I love that quick backhand shot. It proves not everything, it's got to be top shelf. Doesn't matter, they count the same, keep it low. Backhand's always hard for goaltenders to react to. That definitive point of release, he puts it in for a 3-1 lead.
Story of this game has been the response from BU after that early start for BC. Now the question is, can BC find a response in the final 5 minutes and 45 seconds? Iserman's 16th of the season is the difference here. 3 unanswered goals for BU.
And we said in our open that, you know, Yegorov's been great for BU. It's a small sample size, though. 2-2 coming into this one, 940 save percentage. But if the big freshman, as we take a look at another freshman who's been big for them this year, in Cole Iserman, 16 goals, as the graphic says. But we said if Yegorov can figure out a way to do his part and help lead to victory, it would be epic. You're talking some.
We're talking about a Boston College team that is dangerous at all moments. Eamon Powell firing that one. Yegorov there with the save.
But Yegorov again, very. I mean, this kid doesn't his demeanor's not like any kind of a nervous 18-year-old who, you know, knew he was coming to BU next year, but then gets fast-tracked to come in just a couple of weeks ago and is taken over the crease. Does not seem to bother him at all.
Off the draw, it's Eamon Powell taking it down low. Powell plays it out in front. It was just redirected enough. Now Perreault with the shot off the glove of Yegorov. Up top, passing it through. Bounces through as Gasso just got a piece of it. Yegorov kicked it away, and now BU carries out. Dumped in, Capone comes off at the end of the shift, and BC will reload. 5 minutes remaining here in the third. Shot coming through from Fortescue. The defenseman took it all the way up himself. Bouncing out to the far side and hustling back to break it up. Boston College's Eamon Powell. Powell, the 5th year grad student for BC. Said part of the reason he came back is he wanted to win this thing. Playing in the championship game for the first time. Boston College hasn't won it since 2016. They're going to need 2 goals here if that's going to end tonight. Stiga getting it back to Gustafson. He'll turn away, skate back, and reload, looking for a pass. Finally getting it up ahead. It's played in deep by Sondrel. Sondrel played it out into the slot. Loose puck there for the moment. They get it away to Boumediene. Boumediene pulls up at center ice after playing it in. Sondrel misfired on the pass. Quinn Hudson skates around to the left side, plays it in behind the net. Ryan Green knocked off the puck. Teddy Stiga there for BC.
Just a couple of real good decisions for BU, as icing is now going to be called here against BC.
Boston University, we talked about BC, hasn't won it since 2016. BU, the only team in the last 6 years other than Northeastern to win it, and it was a win over Northeastern in the 2022 championship game. Dylan Peterson scoring with 2:46 remaining. Only goal of the game, a 1-0 Beanpot championship win over NU. 31st Beanpot title in program history. Vinny Duplessis had a 19-save shutout. Peterson, tournament MVP.
Having a good year, really good rookie year in the American League.
Time a factor now for Boston College. They're going to end their 7-year drought. Gasso brings it back in. Tried to get the shot away, took a bit too long as Jack Hughes got back and broke it up.
Jack Hughes, good recovery for Hudson.
Iserman the other way, whistles it wide to the right. Now it's Leonard who couldn't handle the pass coming off the wall. Coming back to the point for Hershuk. Hershuk, long pass. Gasso leaves it there. Leonard coming in. Leonard with the goalie coming out of the net, 2:47 remaining, down by 2. They go up a man with the extra skater on. Back to the point. It's over here for Fortescue. Fortescue takes it back, looks down low, wrist shot. Rebound controlled by Leonard. Fortescue keeps it in. Looking back on the left side for Hershuk, but that was broken up. With an empty net, BU tempted, but instead they will skate it out over center. Capone, the backhander, goes wide. BC heads up the ice, empty net behind them. Leonard weaving to his left, broken up, cleared away, and BC will get it back. 2 minutes to go. BC down by a pair. Perreault gains the line, dumps it in, and gives chase. McCarthy gets there. He tries to clear to the empty net. It is heading into the empty net, and it's a goal! From 200 feet, the dagger, as Boston University has taken a 4-1 lead in the Beanpot Championship.
The defenseman who couldn't play last game due to injury, who's had a heck of a game this one, instrumental with his stick in his body, gets the last opportunity here down the ice from literally, as TC said, 200 feet all the way in. Powell can't get to it. The shoulder check takes 2 BC Eagles to the other side, and it makes it all the way down. What a finish. What a second and third period from Boston University after being dominated just about the entire first period. What a change.
Boston College has been the best team in the nation, but Boston University is a minute and a half away from being the best team in Boston tonight. McCarthy gets his 3rd of the year, the empty net goal. BC still with some fight, as that one came through in front of the net, but was broken up, and an icing will bring it back into the BUN with 1:11 to go. Save of the game presented by Duncan. The Duncan Beanpot, Boston's best on ice.
Let's go back. He's getting Yegi with it, right? Look at him, the focus on Stiga. Gasso in front of the net. Watch the left pad on Stiga, and then the holding of the puck, the corralling of the rebound. As I was saying before, in the open, we talked about if he could, he's been great for this team. If he could make it happen, it would be epic. think you're going to have a little bit of a cult hero at BU.
And he gets over to the post there on the wraparound bid from Posma. Final minute of play. As Fowler's got to stop that one from a long way away. 4 goals on the board for Boston University. They trailed 1-0 last Monday against Harvard and scored the next 7. Tonight, they trailed 1-0 after 1 against the #1 team in the country and have scored the next 4. Fowler covers up, whistle blows there.
Wow.
Whistle had blown.
Fowler had let go of the puck, though, before it.
Yeah, the whistle was blown after he had sort of shoveled it out.
I guess dead in the head of the official. Green and Skahan getting after it. I think we'll have some coincidental minors. I think Fowler thought that he was just going to run the clock out, and therefore he slid the puck out from under his glove.
Boston College, number 26, both guys roughing.
Both players will get roughing. But again, the official determined, I guess, that it was dead in his head. Here's the puck. It's going to bounce back, and it's going to get him. Fowler. Nothing. And then right there, Fowler felt, or the official felt, that he should have blown it dead. But regardless, 4-1 with 29 seconds left.
In the 71 years of the Beanpot prior to today, these 4 teams have combined for 10 national championships. Every one of those national championship teams first won the Beanpot. This trophy matters. In many ways, sets you up for the stretch run. These teams have their sights set on bigger things, the Frozen Four, the national championship, but make no mistake, there's nothing bigger in February than winning the Beanpot. And as the final seconds wind down, we get an icing here. The clock has stopped. They will bring it back the other way. Oh, now the clock keeps going. The clock stopped for a minute, but they wind it down. And the Boston University Terriers are bringing it back to the doghouse for the 32nd time. BU owns the Beanpot. The dog pound will be partying tonight. The BU Terriers are the top dogs on the second Monday of February. What a difference the final 40 minutes for Boston University tonight.
A total change of mentality, of preparation, of determination, discipline, puck management. Jay Pandolfo is going to be ecstatic with the victory, but it's going to be about how they went about it. The mindset of this team, so different from the first period on. I thought they were being stubborn in the first period with what they thought they should do with the puck in their own zone, and BC feasted on it. They were absolutely the aggressive team, and it took BU a while to get going. And once they got going, though, boy, did they take over. Now, we had 88 combined shots in this game, so it wasn't like they shut them down with a defensive effort extraordinaire. But the fact is, Yeager made some beautiful saves, but he didn't have to be flying all over stealing it. I mean, he was fantastic. The block shots in that second period were major, in my opinion, too. That's, again, to go back to the mindset comment.
You talked about a shift in the mindset. They came out in that second period, and like you said, maybe 4 or 5 minutes in, there was a shift.
Distinct.
Where they absolutely turned the tide, and you've got some happy alum smiles tonight. Boston University with 32 Beanpots Their first since 2022. Boston College will continue now. 2016, the last time they've won it.
This is a team that was not focused, especially some players that Jay Pandolfo was not happy with the other night against Merrimack. He had some very sharp words for his team. Said some guys didn't break a sweat, didn't look like they were interested in being there, didn't respect the game enough. They didn't start beautifully in this game, but they really finished it absolutely gorgeous. And they respected it. Once they got going after the first period, they did the right thing to do. I thought they simplified the game. I thought they got their legs going more instead of just stick handling the puck. And they got some huge goals. I mean, good goals too. You know, Svoboda scoring early on was huge for them in the second period.
And I might have said dog house in the crib, but the dog pound is Boston University's fan section, and they came early tonight. You could hear them just, before the puck was dropped. This crowd was fired up. Both sides, obviously, but it was quiet after that first period.
Sure was.
And then first the dog pound in the crowd, then the dogs on the ice, and the Terriers are Beanpot champs. We are ready for the post-game ceremony. Let's join at ice level.
Ladies and gentlemen, what an outstanding Beanpot Championship game. Another sellout crowd here at TD Garden. 18,258 people watch these two top 10 teams battle it out, and the Terriers are victorious. Let's present the awards. First, we'll present the Eberle Award. First presented in 1974. It recognizes the goaltender who had the highest save percentage and played in both Beanpot games. It'll be presented by Dan Eberle, who played goal at Northeastern. His brother Glenn Eberle played at BU, and Dan's son Danny is joining us as well. This year's winner stopped 69 of 71 shots, a percentage of .972, from St. Petersburg, Russia, Mikhail Yegorov. Congratulations, Mikhail. And now we welcome back Steve Nazro. For 50 years, Steve Nazro was the Vice President for event scheduling here at TD Garden and Boston Garden. He retired in 2017, and we named the MVP award after Naz, and he became a Beanpot Hall of Famer in 2020. Naz, great to see you. Tonight's MVP had 2 goals last week, 1 goal tonight, a freshman from Chicago, Illinois, number 44, Cole Hudson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time since 2022 and the 32nd time overall, Jay Pandolfo and your captains, please come up and see Steve Nazro. Jay Pandolfo joins his coach, Jack Parker, David Quinn, and Albie O'Connell from BU as having won the Beanpot as both a coach and a player. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 Beanpot champions, the Boston University Terriers.
Well, Boston University will get to hoist the Beanpot here at the Garden. Bring it back to Agganis Arena. Trophy season, as Jerry York always liked to call it, is underway. And the Terriers, who made it to the Frozen Four, losing in the national semifinal last year, have picked up the first trophy of trophy season. A picture-perfect night, or at least picture-perfect final 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's the way that, you know, BU's going to have to play for them to be successful. Because we know that they have the offense. If they're willing to do those things that we witnessed the last 40 minutes, that will make them a dangerous team down the stretch. It's when they get away from that stuff, and I think they play a little petulant at times, that it's a little easy.
By the way, number 29 there, Logan, the team impact player,
yes,
right
great.
there in the middle of the picture.
Yeah.
An important part of the team.
So impressive, though, how, I can't wait to talk to Jay Pandolfo or somebody else to hear what was either said in the locker room or emphasized, and, you know, what clicked for them. Was it something we talked about? Was it something different? It was great.
Jay Pandolfo is down on ice level with George.
Thanks, TC. Jay, you've won the Beanpot as a player for BU. You've won it as an associate head coach. This is your first as the head coach of your alma mater. How special is this?
Yeah, it's really special. This is such a great tournament. I'm honestly so proud of these guys. It's just, that's the joy you have in coaching, watching these guys hoist the trophy. That's what makes you feel good, and I'm so proud of them. And the way we started the game, I didn't know it was going to end this way. We had a tough start, but our guys are resilient. They respond. They've done it all year. So really proud of them. It was awesome.
That switch from the first period to the second, Devin Kaplan told me you had a message and they responded. What was the message to the team?
Well, it looked like we were scared the way we were playing in the first period. I just told them to relax and let's go out and play hockey. Like, we're better than what we showed in that first period. And like I said, this team does respond. It's happened all year long. We've had our ups and downs, but anytime we're down, we seem to find a way to respond. And again, tonight they did that.
What did you see in them tonight that led to another response? It makes this team special to show up on the biggest stages.
Well, they take a lot of pride in wanting to be good and wanting to win championships. Last year, we didn't win a championship at all. This year, the Bell Pot is something a little different in Ireland, but we did win it. And then to win this is huge, huge. Against the best team in the country. They're a heck of a hockey team, too. And obviously, they showed that in the first period. We settled down, and we made it a game and found a way to win.
Jay, congratulations. Enjoy it tonight.
Thanks a lot.
TC?
George, thanks very much. Interesting to hear him say that, right? We didn't win a trophy last year. Mm-hmm. You know, they went to Belfast at the end of the calendar year, and they won that Bell Pot. Now they're here winning this. This builds confidence.
It should.
In big games, you believe. Now you've got a goalie who believes in himself in big games.
Yeah, and that's a big thing for your team. I mean, that's an obvious statement. You may not need the best goalie in the country, but you need a great one for your team that responds, and that team is responding for him so far. Really like the way that, and I, you know, we heard him say he felt this team was scared in the first period. I thought they played on the heels, and I thought they tried to do too much with the puck, and so good for them changing things up.
Cole Hudson, the MVP, he's with George.
Thanks, TC. Cole, tournament MVP for you. Game winner tonight, but I want to go to the second period. You looked like a completely different team to start that. What changed from the first to the second to flip the switch for your squad?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously started off to a rough start. I was probably one of the worst players on the ice, but we recouped in the locker room in the second, said what we had to be better at, and we did it.
How are you able to keep your composure to play, in your opinion, not the best first period, but switch it to the second for you?
Yeah, I mean, just it's in the past. Like, we knew Yates had our back the whole first period, and we owed it to him, and yeah, I mean, we got it done.
You've heard plenty about the Beanpot from your brother Lane. Quinn's been here with you as well. What's it feel like your first year at BU to win the Beanpot?
Yeah, it's like, it's crazy. Especially to win it with my oldest brother. It's going to be a memory we have for our lifetime, and for my whole family, like Lane, Lars, and my mom and dad to be here too is unreal.
Cole, congratulations. Go enjoy it tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
TC?
George, thank you. The family affair.
Oh, yeah.
Hockey is.
Always. And he was accurate. He was not good in the first period. His assessment was dead on. Again, he's so talented that he has that confidence to try to do a lot of things that most other players won't even think about.
All right, let's go back down to George again.
TC, thanks. I'm with Mikhail Yegorov. He's saying I could call him Mike. Goaltender of the tournament. Mikhail, 3 weeks ago, you were playing hockey in Omaha in the USHL. Now you are winners of the Beanpot thanks to you. What is it like?
I think that it's not thanks to me, not only thanks to me. Obviously, I wasn't in that, but all those boys made this result, all the blocks that they made. We played as a group, and answering your question, obviously, I mean, it's my dream being here and stepping on the ice with NHL team logo on it and just playing in front of a huge crowd, in front of amazing fans. It's just my dream, and I know, I feel amazing.
You had a career high in saves for a BU Terrier, 39 for you tonight. What was going right for you in the crease to have so many stops against such a good Boston College attack?
To be honest, I was nervous before game, obviously. I mean, it's a Beanpot, so. But I don't know, I just try to do my job, try to help my team as much as I can. And I know if I stop 10 shots and we win, it's awesome because we win. And all of this is just because I really want to help my team.
I don't know how much you heard about the Beanpot. You just got here. But now to go through it, play on this NHL ice, be in this big of a barn, what was the whole experience like for you?
Obviously, just high level, like highest level, I would say. And I heard a lot since I visited BU and committed here and started following more. So I heard a lot about this. And obviously, I mean, many people come to BU like to experience this, especially. And so this is just, I mean, again, like as for every guy on my team, we're enjoying it together, and this was amazing.
Hey, Mikhail, welcome to hockey in Boston. Welcome to being a Beanpot champion.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Go enjoy it. TC, back to you.
Thank you, George.
That kid has got personality.
Yeah.
That kid, you can tell, is confident and is he's going to be special. I mean, to do what he's done and to handle it with like that, impressive stuff for an 18-year-old.
He was thrown into the fire against Boston College, right? His first collegiate start. They were down a man. He'd taken the ice too early during warm-up, so it was a penalty kill right out of the chute. First shot he faces is followed by a rebound goal, and then he stops the next 23.
Yeah.
And now tonight, he turns aside the #1 team in the country to 4-1 win. Shane LeChant, sophomore captain. Now he adds to the family legacy with the Beanpot. He's with George.
Thanks, TC. Shane, you were born a Terrier. You grew up in this program. And if you witnessed your dad and your grandpa win plenty of trophies, that's your first one as a player at BU. What does it feel like to win the Beanpot?
Yeah, it feels awesome. It was a dream come true for me, and you know, I'm just proud of this group. I think, you know, the guys that were here last year, it was a lot of heartbreak from that tournament last year, and obviously to get the job done, I'm just so proud of these guys, and you know, we're looking to carry it on for the rest of the year.
This was the #1 team in the country you took on, and they played great in the first period. As a captain, what did you see in that switch from the first to the second for such a strong response?
Yeah, I'll be honest, I think we were just nervous at the beginning. You know, they're a really, really good team over there, and you know, I think we were just timid and weren't winning pucks, and I think we just, you know, took a deep breath after the first and, you know, reset. So, you know, Yags did a great job keeping it a 1-goal game, and you know, we were able to push a little bit, get a couple goals, and Yags shut the door for us.
Yeah, how about Mikhail Yegorov? I mean, he joined the team 3 weeks ago, and he just had 2 great Monday nights in the Beanpot. What did you see from him over these 2 Mondays?
Yeah, he was excellent, unbelievable. I mean, I don't really know how else to describe it. I mean, he's just, you know, he put us on his back tonight. We could have been down 5-0 after the first period, and you know, he made some huge saves for us, and you know, just the way he's carried himself, the way he's acclimated. You know, I'm proud of him. It's just so cool to see him have this success, and obviously he wasn't fazed by this environment. So obviously cool to see, and happy he was as good as he was.
You've told me you dreamt of being a captain for BU one day. I'm sure you've dreamt of winning the Beanpot. How's the reality compared to those dreams?
Feels pretty good, yeah. I mean, I think I said it before. It was just the last 4 minutes are nice because we had a little bit of a lead. It was nice to enjoy it a little bit on the bench and not be sweating it too much. Obviously, still a lot of game left, but it was just good to be able to enjoy it on the bench, like I said.
Shane, go enjoy it with the team and go enjoy it with your family. Congratulations, man.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
TC.
George, thanks very much. 7 unanswered goals after trailing 1-0 last Monday. 4 unanswered goals after trailing 1-0 tonight. This team certainly knows how to respond.
Yeah, they did. No question about it. And I go back to what I said a couple of minutes ago, that you watch what you did in the second and third period if you're BU. Take a look at it. Look at how more structured you were. Aggressive, appropriately aggressive, not carelessly aggressive, and puck management and blocking shots, all the little things that make up winning hockey. They did just that.
They win it tonight. Partners, fun as always.
Good to see you. And you're slacking on me. Just this. That's it, huh?
That's it. Baseball. See ya.
All right.
Yeah, it's a long season.
Of course.
Got to get ready.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right.
You man the fort. You'll be all right. For Billy Jaffe, George Malecki, and our entire NESN crew, I'm Tom Curran.
Yeah.
We did a long couple of days last week, the doubleheader, and then the championship game tonight for our hardworking men and women behind the scenes. Thank you so much for watching. Final score for the final time in the 72nd Duncan Beanpot Championship. Boston University 4, Boston College 1.
Biggest difference between some injury firms and...
At Planet Fitness, no two members are alike, but they all have one thing in common. They're all strong. That's right. We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
One more, everybody.
One more? I got 5 more.
You just can't beat a post-game burger at McDonald's, right? And you can't beat the Angel Reese Special. All right, let's break it down. It's a quarter pounder with my favorite barbecue sauce, American cheese, crispy bacon, pickles, and onions on a sesame seed bun. Get the Angel Reese Special at McDonald's. What are you waiting for?
What's your favorite part of a Kit Kat bar? The chocolate?
Nope. The inside.
The wafers?
No, the stuff in between the wafers.
Oh, the in-between stuff.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
And try Kit Kat Vanilla.
Touches of black. They say a lot without having to say much. They stand for elegance, refinement, and prestige. Even a little can go a long way. And though they're darker than the darkest night, they make you see everything in a new light. The Kia X-Line Nightfall Collection.
Kia, movement that inspires.
A new year and a new adventure with the perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. With pure power unleashed and future-forward technology. Because every mile matters. And every path leads to new possibilities.
Current Chevy owners can get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Chevrolet, together let's drive.
NHL on ESPN Plus is back. Enjoy 1,000+ out-of-market games and so much more. That's hockey on ESPN Plus.